Opening scene. An image of a girl tied to a chair and being tortured. A voice echoes in someone's head. I thought I was just in a game. The pink-haired girl spoke in a weak voice. Woo-hyun, I can't take it anymore. That voice continued to echo. I kept thinking this was just a realistic game, that I'd get out soon. The pink-haired girl was now trembling all over in pain. Tears started to stream down her face. I'm sorry. A hand reached for her, trying to hold on. Sua! Then another young man next to them spoke up. Woo-hyun, I think this is it for me too. You have to survive. One by one they were gone, plunging Woo-hyun deeper into despair. No, no. Everyone, please don't leave me. And so time passed. I was forced to accept that this place had become my new reality. It all started with a game called Reverse Planet, the virtual reality game that was all the rage, topping the charts worldwide. Players gave it rave reviews for themes, like dimensional gates, superpowers, and invasion wars. And so I logged into the game at my friend's invitation, only to become completely trapped in that world. A world where Reverse Planet had stepped out into reality through the Transcendence Project. With the goal of creating a one-of-a-kind transcendent, thousands of people were thrown into this insane research. On those who were brought here, they conducted biological experiments to modify their bodies. After countless experiments, only number 62, who was Woo-hyun, survived watching those around him fade away. Woo-hyun vowed he would never forgive the ones who did this to him. If this was reality, he would definitely survive to get his revenge. And so the plan began. As warning sirens blared nonstop, all the innocent people imprisoned inside ran with a shared determination to escape this hell. He shared that same thought. Just keep running and light would be waiting. But reality always hits hard. They were all stopped in their tracks. The villain blocking their path. Their new gatekeeper was the lab's head of security. He used crazed words. With the face of a devil, he spoke words that extinguished their spark of hope. His oppressive aura put everyone on high alert. In that very moment, a strong will, the desire to live, and everyone's spirit of unity surged. But in contrast, the head of security kept spewing contemptuous remarks. All ignorance comes with a price. And his end was a body covered in gruesome wounds. He paid with his life, with echoes of pain. But in exchange during that battle, many innocent people had to fall. Only Woo-hyun was left. The one who remains is the one who suffers most. In just a few days, he had to endure countless farewells. Now in Woo-hyun's eyes, there was only lifelessness after all that had happened. The echoes of his friends' souls became a haunting obsession in his mind. The urge for revenge etched itself deeper into Woo-hyun's heart. After escaping Lab 12535, a long time passed. To avenge the ones he loved, his hurried steps carried a great resolve. Woo-hyun killed them again and again. He became much more cold-blooded. He had honed powerful and decisive techniques. Now, Woo-hyun was no longer the weak person who needed protecting. But things kept happening, an endless cycle of revenge. His body was gradually growing weary. Life had also become tasteless. Just when it seemed like everything was about to end, the system window suddenly appeared. That was perhaps his only surprise in many years. It brought a special mission: eliminate the Transcendence Project. The reward, a chance to return to his original world. Finally, a chance to escape this place. After a brutal battle, the floor was a chaotic mess. A man collapsed, trembling uncontrollably as he demanded, "After all that, why did it have to end like this? I should be enjoying my glory right now." The general manager of the Transcendence Project, with a wound on his face, screamed, "Why?" Test Subject 81, Kim Yang-jun, leaned down and asked with a smirk, "Don't tell me you really don't know." The manager slapped his hand away, yelling, "Shut up, you!" Test Subject 81, "I won't waste my breath talking to your kind." He looked at the young man with a dark expression before him and growled, "Baek Woo-hyun." The young man with a long scar on his cheek and a weary face was Test Subject 62 of the Transcendence Project. His title as the Transcendent Baek Woo-hyun wasn't much better. The manager's neck was squeezed by that hand. His face turned pale, but he kept babbling. "You are the one who shattered all mortal limits, reaching an extraordinary realm, a true transcendent. You are the most perfect masterpiece the Transcendence Project has ever created. Anything, whatever you desire, I will offer it to you. You are completely different from those other fools." Woo-hyun coldly raised his hand in refusal. "I don't need it." The manager still wouldn't let go. "Wait, you imbecile. You think killing me will end everything? The corporate alliance will never spare those who dare to bare their fangs at them. Not just you, but your family's relatives and colleagues will suffer the same fate." The moment the words left his mouth, a blinding streak of light appeared, cutting everything in two. The project manager was then laid to rest here forever. Yang-jun quickly raised his knife, blocking the filthy slime from splashing onto him. He didn't forget to exclaim, "Whoa, blood splattered all over me." I still had questions for him, but you went and finished him off right away. "What are you looking at?" A status window instantly displayed, special mission error correction complete. All special missions are finished. The promised reward will now be granted. Do you wish to return to your original world? Woo-hyun looked at the light, thinking to himself, I can finally get out of here. Just have to press this. But just then, a dark aura emanated from beneath his feet. Someone's voice echoed in his ear, Woo-hyun, where do you think you're going? Have you forgotten us? What about everyone else? Please kill them. Avenge us. Settle the score. A blood debt demands the most brutal revenge. His hands were now stained with blood. I'm so tired. This is more than enough. Isn't it? My absence probably won't change anything now. Besides, this might be the first and only chance I get. Suddenly, Yangjun tapped his shoulder. Baek Woo-hyun. He turned to look at him and said, I'm going back to my old world now. Yangjun asked, confused, Old world, what's that? What are you rambling about now? You've been here from the start. Woo-hyun pressed the button. Instantly, a blue light appeared. At the same time, he left a message. Please pass on a message to the others for me. I'm sorry. That changed to the modern world. Woo-hyun, lying in bed, startled awake. He shot up, panting, and wondered, is this my room? Did I really come back? How much time has passed? Confused. Woo-hyun turned on his phone screen and mumbled, It's the day I got sucked into the game. Does that mean time over there didn't pass at all? The scars and bulging muscles were all gone too. It was as if everything had just been a dream. The long hair and pitch-black eyes Woo-hyun had in the game appeared again in his mind. Not only that, he also fought a huge crowd all by himself. Woo-hyun fearlessly swung his axe, fighting with all his might. He remembered Sua, who had nearly collapsed, but still begged, save me. I don't want to die. And also the project manager's curse. Not just you, but your families. Relatives and colleagues will suffer the same fate. Woo-hyun immediately clutched his head back in his bedroom. Turns out it couldn't have been a dream. The feelings and memories were too vivid to be a dream. 15 years in that other world was clearly real. Suddenly, his phone buzzed with a call from Jong Na-yeon. He picked it up vaguely, thinking, Jong Na-yeon, that name sounds so familiar. As soon as Woo-hyun answered, the person on the other end yelled, nearly deafening him, Baek Woo-hyun, why haven't you been in touch at all? Don't tell me you forgot about our plans. Woo-hyun asked blankly, plans. She quickly reminded him, that's right. We're supposed to meet up tonight. I'll send you the location. Get over here ASAP. And then, Na-yeon hung up while he was still clueless about what was happening. Wait a sec. Woo-hyun stared at the screen, thinking, that voice, I remember it now. She was the closest in my old group of school friends. And the one who roped me into playing the game. Reverse Planet? Don't tell me she knows something and is plotting against me. Based on my memories, that's highly unlikely. But I should meet her first and then figure it out. Scene changed to a diner on a small street corner. A tired Woo-hyun pushed the door open when a voice suddenly called out, over here, here! Na-yeon in a pink hat waved her hands and said loudly, Baek Woo-hyun, long time no see. This is our first time hanging out since the semester ended, right? Want a drink? He walked over slowly, sat down, and refused, nah. I'll pass today. Woo-hyun couldn't help but worry. If I get drunk now, I don't know what I might do. She wondered, that's weird. So you're just gonna eat. Not long after fragrant pieces of meat sizzled on the grill, Na-yeon let out a sigh, looking disappointed. Seriously, have you tried playing it yet? You said you only got to the tutorial. Woo-hyun looked up and replied, I just created a character and watched the opening scene. He thought to himself, and then I got sucked in for real. Her jaw dropped in surprise. What, the opening scene? What the heck, Baek Woo-hyun? That's the same as not playing at all. Her words made him lose his composure. Not playing, huh? Woo-hyun clenched his fist, silently fuming. Come to think of it, who was it that made me struggle in hell? For 15 years, if it wasn't for you. Na-yeon gently swirled the drink in her hand. Pouting, she said, I was really looking forward to it, you know. You said you'd be a regular on my channel. You used to be an arena god. If you just showed off half your skills, my channel would blow up instantly. Woo-hyun looked at her complaining and felt confused again. Streamer? Oh, right. I think she mentioned she was a game streamer or something. No wonder she kept pestering me to do it with her. Woo-hyun said quietly, I never promised that. Na-yeon immediately retorted, You did say you'd appear once, didn't you? He let out a sigh. He thought, even so, thanks to this, I'm starting to feel a little bit like I'm back in reality. Not long after, his veiny hands were moving. The computer mouse, with expert skill. Woo-hyun typed like a god searching for information. Planet is the developer of the game Reverse Planet. Headquartered in Silicon Valley, San Francisco, USA. After a while, he leaned back and exhaled sharply. Enough. Even if I go to their headquarters, it won't solve anything. If I tell them your game threw me into another world, they'll think I'm crazy. And if they are actually involved, it's even more dangerous. What if I poke the bear and get silenced to tie up loose ends? What the hell am I doing? I'm lucky I escaped that hell. Why am I digging into this stuff enough? I need to forget everything about that place. This is the real world. Scene changed to a few days later. Someone has their arm slung over Woo-hyun's shoulder. The person walking next to him won't stop bouncing. Look at this guy, long time no see. As he wished, Woo-hyun tried to live a normal life by returning to school. He wrote diligently while mumbling, I see. This really is my major. Suddenly, a human skeleton hugged Woo-hyun from behind. So this is it. Have I really returned? Is this your reality? Woo-hyun, his face ashen, immediately spun around to look. But behind him were only students, quietly studying their books. Something started to feel off as the entire room was plunged into a red hue, and that alluring voice echoed nonstop. Avenge us, get your revenge, a tragic vengeance. This is not where you belong. Unable to take it, Woo-hyun let out a scream and ran straight outside. The people around him were completely baffled. What's wrong with him? Meanwhile, Woo-hyun was in the hallway, one hand against the wall, the other clutching his fiercely pounding chest. A blood-red hand once again touched his shoulder. Baek Woo-hyun, are you okay? Woo-hyun quickly grabbed that arm. He yanked his friend straight forward, startling the boy, whose eyes widened. On instinct, Woo-hyun gripped the hilt of a black dagger. He unleashed a sharp slash right in front of his friend. However, his friend's voice pulled Woo-hyun back to reality, his fist hovering in midair. What the hell are you doing? Startled, he pulled his arm back. Sorry, man. The other guy looked at Woo-hyun's trembling hand and said quietly, the others were saying you've been acting a little weird lately. Scene changed to outside a park. Woo-hyun slowly opened a can of soda, his head hung low. He saw a strange entity call his name, Woo-hyun. He seemed to be surrounded by countless invisible people. Come back, Woo-hyun, have you forgotten us? Come back. But Woo-hyun just kept begging, stop. Please leave me alone. Just then, Na-yeon called out with a smile, Woo-hyun. Seeing his dazed expression, she asked with concern, you look a little tired. You okay? Sweating profusely, Woo-hyun denied it. I'm fine, really. Na-yeon hesitated, then continued, if you say so. But if anything's wrong, you can always talk to your big sis here. I'll help you out. Woo-hyun looked up, frowning instantly. Who are you calling big sis? With that, Na-yeon turned to leave. Well, I'm heading out. He nodded. Yeah. At this point, Woo-hyun, you are the one who has brought these wandering souls with you. Soon enough, Woo-hyun arrived at a simulation pod, muttering, suppose all of this is a calling. He took slow, deliberate steps. All right? At this rate, living in this world is no different from being over there. Woo-hyun lay down inside, telling himself, I have to go back. This time he will put an end to everything, once and for all. Welcome to Reverse Planet. Woo-hyun looked around curiously. This place is the lab's waiting room. Did I just enter the game world? From that other world. I can never return to the lab anyway. But why can't I return to that world, now that I've finally made up my mind? To go back to that hell. Are there other conditions I need to meet? While he was pondering, the system displayed confirmed this character's appearance. Without much thought, Woo-hyun decided, for now I'll just proceed with the tutorial. I can probably go back to that world once it's over. First, I need to check the settings. In that world, I fought well enough without combat assistance. The system announced, stats and combat assistance information set to 0%. Proceeding with initial ability setup. Please select your core elemental ability. Abilities can be reset at any time. The ability map appeared with an explanation. Reverse Planet's ability system is designed to empower a character by first selecting a core element and then enhancing it with various sub-elements. Different combinations of core and sub-elements are referred to as a build. The number of elements is so vast that in professional leagues, there are professional build crafters who dedicate themselves entirely to researching builds. Among them, the thing that helped Woo-hyun achieve the title of Transcendent was when he selected a certain item from the system screen. Right after that, a loudspeaker announcement blared. Test subject 48. You awakened during the last experiment, so it's been a week. Hearing that, Woo-hyun thought of the pain the players had to endure. So the game doesn't show the process before awakening. But I doubt anyone would actually want to experience that in a game. Enough chatter, the loudspeaker demanded. Well then, let's begin the next experiment immediately. Step inside. What awaited inside left Woo-hyun stunned. It was an Etenel, a killing machine, created to stop the rampages of awakened subjects from the Transcendence Project. It was the very reason countless test subjects had lost their lives. The system began assigning the task, Tutorial Mission 1, defeat the Etenel. Fight the Etenel using your awakened abilities. Woo-hyun looked at it with some disdain. An old model, huh? Despite his words, an unpleasant memory suddenly surfaced. Woo-hyun saved me. They were all annihilated by the massive machine. After finishing him off, it turned its red eyes toward Woo-hyun, and right now, it was charging toward him with no clear target. He cracked his knuckles and mumbled, It's still here just like back then. These researchers. They always do the most disgusting things. The Eternal threw a punch, unfortunately. Hyun easily dodged it. It didn't stop. It continued its assault with a cold, sharp gaze. Its arms moved in rotation, creating a flurry of consecutive punches. Hyun was all too familiar with this. He smoothly closed in without taking a single hit. Hyun lightly touched it, silently assessing it. The final model is tough because it can also use abilities. But he smashed it to bits, yelling mockingly, "This is just the first model." Metal fragments scattered across the floor. Its entire body was nearly obliterated. After the battle ended, the loudspeaker announced, "Experiment complete, test subject." Porch, you are extraordinary. At this level, your abilities are incomparable to those of ordinary test subjects. The main system reported at the same time, Tutorial Mission 1 defeat. The Eternal, mission complete. Just as he was preparing for the next step, an alarm blared again. Excellent. Now let's begin the next experiment. What's going on? Intruders, it's those government bastards. You scum, how the hell did you get in here? After a scream, everything descended into chaos. This is a message to all the victims, unjustly imprisoned in this laboratory. Please use all your strength and get out. Instantly, Hyun recognized something familiar. That voice. The system seized the opportunity to assign the next task. Tutorial Mission 2, escape the laboratory. Break out of the lab and escape to the outside. The explosion spread and the ceiling nearly collapsed. First, I have to get out of here. The cracks were spreading. The signs of collapse were becoming obvious. Hyun kept running but couldn't seem to escape. He wondered, how many explosions has it been? Amid the confusion, a nearby sound caught Hyun's attention. The hallway is completely destroyed. Insignia of the Interdimensional Management Bureau. Space is not the enemy. Even though he was about to die, he forced himself to ask, are you a victim? The fact that you made it here means you're trying to escape, right? Coincidentally, I can help you with that. Feel free to choose whatever you want. And this too. Once you're outside, send a signal with this. The Bureau will come to pick you up. As he finished speaking, his life force also ran out. He's dead. Hyun looked at everything around him, trying to understand what was happening. While Hyun was lost in thought, a monster suddenly appeared. That's right, this is a game. It must just be a cutscene necessary for progression. After a moment, he picked up an iron axe. But as soon as he held it, a demonic hand clung to Hyun, making him uncomfortable. What is this filthy feeling? A few minutes earlier, the stream had started elsewhere. I can't believe I'm playing Reverse Planet. The hottest game in the country, my indie pride, is shedding tears right now. This girl is Kang Soo-jun, a professional game streamer. The comments exploded. At least she knows she's an indie head, since she chose this popular game herself. Why is she reacting like that when playing the nation's best game? Seriously, I don't get it. Did someone make her play Reverse Planet as a punishment? Soo-jun yelled indignantly. It's not a punishment I chose. You guys chose it, but a promise is a promise. And I, Kang Soo-jun, am a woman who has never broken a promise to her viewers. The comments were skeptical, disappointed. How many times have you lied about the next game being a popular one? Last time you said it was a popular game, but then you pulled out an indie game. Don't be so harsh. If not for her, who else would play these indie games? Soo-jun enthusiastically took on the fan-suggested challenge. So now I will start my punishment. For failing the challenge, complete the Reverse Planet tutorial in one try. The comments turned expectant. Look at her changing the subject. This is gonna be spicy. The scrubs in Reverse Planet can finally rest in peace. Let's play. Before starting the game, she quickly selected a few main options. No need to change the character's appearance. Right, as for my abilities, I'll choose something cool like fire. And finally, the combat assistance percentage. The system displayed immediately. Character appearance saved. Ability settings saved. Combat assistance rate 50%. Combat assistance is a system that helps with the entire combat process, including stance correction, movement assistance, and skill usage adjustments. The higher the percentage, the more assistance you will receive. Confirm these settings. The comments had a different idea. It should be 0%. Finish the tutorial with no assistance. You scared. Mom, when I grow up, I don't want any assistance. Seeing the comments, Soo-jun had some doubts. Finishing the tutorial without assistance. Is that even possible? Based on my research, the percentage of players worldwide who don't use assistance is almost percent. My skills have been honed by indie games, so I'm pretty confident in my mechanics. But they say that playing without assistance is like trying to control a newly grown third arm. Right, yeah. This is probably a bad idea. Soo-jun put on a sweet voice to plead with everyone. Even though I really want to, playing without assistance is just too... A loyal fan gave her some motivation mission. Complete the tutorial without using assistance. Reward 500,000 won. As soon as she saw the money, her eyes lit up and she agreed without hesitation. Something a streamer has to challenge at least once. The chat was resigned. How can you say no to that much money? She changed her mind as soon as the mission appeared. What a flip-flopper. The ghost of capitalism. Sujun was so happy she couldn't help but dance around. I'll play without assistance. Until I passed the tutorial. A few minutes later, her spirits plummeted. Are you guys sure about this? Right from the start, she was crushed by the ethanol in 2 minutes. Sujun clenched her fists, trembling with rage. I mean, they just throw you into a battle, without any explanation. And it's an ambush, too. Comments. Remembering her getting wrecked just now and laughing their heads off. Have to admit that part was unfair. Fighting the ethanol without assistance. And only using the core element is really hard. Anyway, that mission is designed for you to lose. Very quickly, Sujun regained her spirits and moved on. Suddenly, something appeared. Anyway, I managed to farm a radio and a weapon. So now I just need to escape, right? The system window was right in front of her. Tutorial Mission 2. Escape the laboratory, starting automatic party matching. Matching, recommending a 4-person party. Sujun was so surprised she blurted out a party. Sujun quickly composed herself and asked her fans, if I complete this stage with party members, it still counts. Right. The comments jeered as if mocking her for not knowing how to play. So you're getting a free carry. A bus is always welcome. You wouldn't be saying that. If you knew how the party matching in the tutorial works, you can't always get a party. Sujun started to realize something was strange. What do you mean can't get a party? Reverse Planet is a famous game, so there must be a lot of players. No way. The system quickly delivered a harsh reality check. Team matchmaking failed. Starting solo play. Expanding scope. Broadening search, including matchmaking with groups. Already in the process of matching. The chat chimed in to make it clear C told you so. But why isn't it actually working? Matchmaking only works with people who have the same support ratio. In combat. What kind of psycho finishes the tutorial? Without using support, reading this, Sujun was shocked. Hold on a minute. So that means any teammate I get matched with? Also doesn't use support. The chat jumped on the opportunity, bursting into laughter. That's right. A no support team. That means you won't get carried. You'll have to be the one doing the carrying. I'll donate if you clear it with a no support team. A feeling of helplessness washed over Sujun. Maybe I should just cancel this mission. Just as she was about to give up, the system chimed in. Match successful. She quickly hit cancel, but it was too late. Do not participate in the mission. Available tutorial escape the laboratory. She helplessly accepted her fate. I'm so screwed. And so Sujun was sent into the mission with a tear in her eye. But the scene before her made her jaw drop. Sujun looked around, speechless. Guys, this is no joke. The comments nearly exploded. What is this? Wait for real. Is this really a no support team? This is insane. Is this a pro player on a Smurf account? No pro player could do this in the tutorial without any support. The shattered etanols were reduced to a pile of scrap metal. And on top of that, he took down so many etanols. Like this without support or a gun. A perfect carry, all right. I'm going to find that person now. In another corner, drops of machine oil from the etanols trickled down the knife. Woo-hyun was the one who had destroyed most of the giant robots. As if sensing something, he glanced back warily. Sujun approached, peeking her head out and calling softly, "Excuse me." Before she could say anything else, the blade was right in her face. The person who was just here was so fast. Woo-hyun quickly realized Sujun wasn't an enemy. She was terrified by this. Stuttering, she couldn't get a word out. After realizing, she quickly ran behind a wall, screaming, "Help me!" Woo-hyun put his knife away. Not an enemy. Sorry, my mistake. Based on the situation, Sujun quickly realized. Wait, the blood-stained lab suit, it's him. Without another word, Woo-hyun started to leave. I'm leaving. She stopped him. Huh. Hey, I think we were matched on the same team. So would it be okay if I went with you? My name is Kang Sujun. I'm a streamer and I'm live right now. Is it okay if you're on stream? I have privacy mode on, so your face will be hidden. Why did he suddenly stop? Is he mad? From a distance, a group of people charged forward. It's an escaped test subject, kill him. No need to take him alive. Just like that, a hail of bullets erupted. Sujun cowered in a corner, covering her head. Why is the difficulty of this tutorial so high? She glanced back and asked Woo-hyun, Hey, Carry God, are you okay? The bullets kept flying, but not a single one hit him. Woo-hyun waited for an opening. He threw his axe and it whizzed through the air. The guards who were hit couldn't get back up. Seeing this, Sujun grew more worried. The viewers in the chat were also gobsmacked. What the hell was that? He's using a chain scythe. Sujun hid behind a pile of scrap metal and asked her fans, I don't know much about Reverse Planet, so this is considered top tier, right? The chat was at a loss. How can he use a weapon like that? And without any support, yeah, right. That's actually insane. What the hell am I watching right now? Sujin asked the experienced gamers in her chat. Does anyone know what kind of ability he's using? His eyes suddenly turned white. The fans were stumped but impressed by Uhyun. Based on how he's using the chain scythe, it has to be wind, right? If it were wind, it would be more obvious. Telekinesis is the same. No idea what it is, but I'd get wrecked if I ran into someone like that in PvP. Among them, one fan recognized the only core element that can boost physical stats while also changing eye color. Absolute body. She repeated nervously, absolute body. She was very curious. Isn't that the trash ability that prevents you from using other abilities? I thought everyone said not to pick it. The chat was helpless. That's why we don't get it either. Absolute body. It's one of the key pillars of countless features in Reverse Planet. It greatly enhances physical stats and skill resistance, but it prevents you from using skills yourself. Because of these penalties, players consider it a completely useless skill. The Reverse Planet community recommends 25 things to avoid. Absolute body, honestly, I don't even understand why this piece of trash exists. The description says it all. It prevents you from using skills. Leave the party if someone has this skill. Sujin stared blankly at the scene before her. How strange. Not being able to use abilities in a game, where abilities are the main thing. The chat buzzed with discussion. Sounds like crap. Is it even possible to fight without skills? I've never seen anyone pick absolute body on their second playthrough. I picked it out of curiosity and immediately deleted my character. Your eyes go completely white if you use it. It really turns you into an absolute body. The physical buff might be useful in a fight, with no aim assist. Stat-based in theory. She came to a conclusion in her mind. Using skills must be really hard in a no-aim assist fight. So, maybe it's worth giving up everything and dumping all points into physical stats, but he's probably still only level 1. How can he move like that? On the battlefield, Uhyun wrapped the chain around them, tying them up, which made her even more curious. Who is this guy? When the chain was yanked hard, plasma splattered from their bodies. In the blink of an eye, Uhyun had cleaned them all up. His dark gaze was reflected in the red scythe, the dark entities clinging to him. It's still not enough. Uhyun, be more violent on your path of revenge. I'm still not satisfied. At the same time, an enemy was already hiding behind the wall. His gun barrel was aimed almost directly at Uhyun. Seeing this, Sujun quickly jumped out, shouting, "Watch out!" She slid forward, firing repeatedly to create a diversion, successfully protecting him. He was startled by the shots flailing his arms and legs. Right after that, Sujun slid low and fired upwards, catching him by surprise. Damn it! With a single shot, she managed to hit his brain. After finishing the job, Sujun struck a pose, causing the comments to go wild. That was cool. At least she's a pretty good shot. You have to be a good shot to play like her. You guys are acting like she did all the work. She just got the final hit, kill steal. But she ignored them for the moment and looked at Uhyun. Sujun raised her gun and flashed a bright smile. I was helpful. Right. Suddenly a small joy crept into his mind. Uhyun wasn't used to it. The peaceful scene before the carnage made him feel warm. Seeing how quiet he was, Sujun called out, Hey, Mr. Carey, you're not mad, are you? Of course I know it was all thanks to you. I just wanted to help a little, Uhyun replied softly. Yeah. His gaze softened. You helped. The chat exploded again. He's kind too. He's defending a kill stealer. Unbelievable. We can't see his face because of the privacy settings, but I bet he's handsome too. His voice is nice too, right? I know it's modulated, but still. Sujun jumped for joy. Really so? Can I keep going with you for this tutorial? I'll help as much as I can. Uhyun didn't want to refuse. Okay. After walking for a bit, Sujun spoke up. Hey, Mr. Carey, could you introduce yourself? Call me Baek Uhyun. She hesitated slightly. Yes, Baek Uhyun, is that his real name? That probably wasn't censored. Now that I know his name, Sujun got to the main point. If this isn't too much to ask, did you choose Absolute Body as your first core ability? He affirmed without hesitation. Yes. The chat started buzzing again. He really did it. We need to reevaluate the potential of Absolute Body. Reevaluate what it's still useless. He's right. You think normal people could do what he just did? She wanted to know more about it. How can you dodge bullets without using a skill? Do you play any other games? Uhyun shook his head. I don't play anything else. Suddenly he stopped abruptly, making Sujun ask, what is it? What's wrong? Based on his senses, Uhyun warned. There are 2 etanils about 20 meters ahead. Huh? She repeated, confused. 20 meters? Sujun was secretly amazed by him. He doesn't even have a detection skill, but he can still tell how far the enemies are and how many there are. Uhyun walked on nonchalantly without hesitation, but it's no big deal. Let's keep going. After walking another 20 meters, they indeed encountered them. No way. But he was actually right. Uhyun calmly told a story, even as the 2 etanils charged at him. Back in the day, I guess I really enjoyed playing Colosseum. Huh. Her face turned pale with worry. Wait, watch out! Uhyun swiftly dodged the first attack from them. He landed a solid kick right in its face. After taking care of the first one, he continued, back when I was really addicted to the game, he coiled up and threw a punch, introducing himself at the same time. Back then I was a butler. Not a single Eternal could withstand Uhyun's steel fist. The viewers were thrilled. Insane. An Eternal just like that, remember guys? There's no aim assist here either. So this is what a Colosseum butler looks like. A Colosseum butler, that makes sense. Only Sujin still didn't understand. Is being a ranker in Colosseum that big of a deal? The chat began to explain objectively. She doesn't even know what that means. Freaking noob. To be honest, I don't know either. Is it that important? I don't know what you guys think nowadays, but back then the butlers in Colosseum used to get offers to go pro. Wasn't that pro gamer also a butler? Quickly recognizing the famous butler. Yeah. Isn't Butler the best player in the reverse planet? Or pro league? Two fans in the chat were quite curious. Do you think he ever faced a butler when he was in the Colosseum? I wonder what would happen if our carry god and butler fought. While Sujun was figuring things out, Uhyun had already finished cleaning up. Let's keep going. She was so helpless she started to stutter. Yes. Before they knew it, they had reached the final tutorial mission. The chief of security was waiting for them there. You managed to make it this far. I bet you didn't know this place would become your grave. Your grave. He was the security chief of the lab, the tutorial boss. Tutorial. The security chief, thinking himself powerful, spoke mockingly. Don't worry, you'll be reunited with your comrades soon enough. At that moment, Uhyun looked at the security chief. So everything up to now has been a tutorial. Suddenly, he saw something terrible in the depths of his eyes. They were the vengeful ghosts that always clung to Uhyun. They called out to him in chilling voices. We see you. Hurry up and kill him. Kill him without wasting any time. The security chief charged forward. You won't leave this place alive. Seeing this, Sujun quickly ducked down and aimed. Unfortunately for her, the bullets had no effect against his shield. I thought particle barriers were only for the awakened. The chat laughed. The security chief is obviously an awakened. He's still a boss. He has to have at least this much. It's so annoying watching her try to solve everything by shooting. The ghostly sounds clung to him. Sensing the disadvantage, Sujun quickly dodged away. I'll provide cover fire from here, okay? The fans were exasperated with her. Look at her immediately calling for the carry. She's quick on the uptake, huh? She's ready to be carried. He once again dodged the attack effortlessly. That's right, this is just a game. But if this can satisfy everyone, even just a little. With just a fond flick of his foot, Uhyun shattered the shield. The force of the impact also sent the security chief flying back, creating a huge explosion. Sujin watched this frozen solid. Only the fans were excited. He didn't even use anything. How did the particle barrier just shatter, bro? The security chief emerged from the wreckage with an iron body. The fans went wild. Iron Body is in the house. What's his skill? Is that his ability? Yes, Iron Body is his skill. Yeah, the security chief attacked fiercely. I'll tear you to pieces. The fans watched the situation stunned. The ground just caved in, yeah. I bet he weighs at least a ton with that skill. You'd die if you got hit by that, right? His first punch made the ground sink deep, but it missed. He didn't stop there. The security chief continued to charge. How long do you think you can keep dodging? His hands were replaced with sharp drills. He threw continuous punches, destroying everything. Uhyun dodged them all. Uhyun clenched his fist, preparing to counterattack. The fans were in an uproar. Just one hit would be fatal. But he's dodging everything. Even with aim assist, I couldn't dodge his attacks. Give him some cover fire. Are you kidding? He had just thrown the first punch, and the security chief couldn't take it. He was knocked back, slumping to the ground and clutching his face in pain. The ghostly hands reached for him again. Don't deactivate your Iron Body skill. Uhyun declared coldly, you don't get to die that easily. The others whispered into his mind. Kill him. Tear him to pieces just like what happened to us. Even more brutally. The security chief was too scared to understand what had happened. How can a test subject be this strong? He cracked his knuckles, looking at him with a predatory gaze. Thanks to you. Sujin stood outside, witnessing the whole thing completely speechless. Right after the system displayed a message. You have defeated the laboratory's security chief. Her mouth hung open, unable to comprehend. What are we even watching? The chat was equally helpless. Insane. That's our carry god. You guys have to remember, he's not using any aim assist. It seems like he's beaten people up before. Could it be? No more discussion. She licked her lips playfully. Anyway, we've defeated the tutorial boss. Now we just need to get out of here, right? The chat was exasperated. I guess so. You just got carried. Why is someone this strong here? Sujin called out to him. Let's stop this and go Uyun. He walked away calmly, leaving the security chief's body to the battlefield. Yeah, let's go. After getting out, Sujun stretched with satisfaction. Finally escaped. The system kept sending notifications. Tutorial escape the laboratory, complete. Level up. You have received 1 skill point. Sujin turned and asked curiously about his next objective. Uhyun, are you planning to continue with the main quest today? He shook his head, wanting to rest. Yeah, I think I'll call it a day. By the way, she asked him something. So can you wait a moment? I have something for you, Uhyun agreed. Okay. Sujin was delighted and impressed by him. Thanks to you, the no-aim assist tutorial is complete. The chat stirred again. So shameless. She has to be in this top 100 on Fox for streamers who get carried the hardest. Unbelievable. But it was still fun to watch. I just joined the stream. Is it over already? Finally, she said goodbye to them. Today's stream was so much fun. See you all tomorrow. After turning off the screen, Sujun said, Thanks for waiting. Uyun wanted to get to the point. It's fine. What do you want? Sujun hesitated, stammering a bit as she invited him. Would you be willing to join my streams regularly? Uyun was a bit surprised and asked, Your stream? Sujun quickly brought up more points to convince him. I mostly play the main quests of Reverse Planet and occasionally play PvP. Sensing it wasn't working, she resorted to using her charms. I'll make sure the stream fits your schedule. Plus, I'll pay a generous appearance fee. Uyun bowed his head, declining. I'm sorry. Sujin gave up. Okay. His expression says it all. Seeing that she couldn't convince him, Sujin tried another approach. Can I add you as a friend? He agreed to this. Okay. Once that was done, she bowed to him before leaving. It was fun playing with you. I hope you enjoy the game. The system displayed a message as usual. Kang Sujin has logged out. Uyun stood there stunned. The tutorial is over. But why haven't I returned to the other world? Meanwhile, a keyboard warrior was hard at work. Baek Uyun still didn't know that the community of Reverse Planet was united on the reason why the no-aim assist, no-gun run was a hacker. Baek Uyun. I'll tell you why he's a hacker. The future was determined by today's gameplay, and Anonymous Viewer 62 has donated 3,001. What does it feel like to be back in the real world? Morning at the virtual reality game production company, Reverse Planet, Korea branch, was facing an unprecedented event in its history of its operations. Just because of the actions of a single player, a fight scene appeared on the screen. Oh my God. Even watching it again, it's hard to believe. Without using any support tools, no weapons equipped. But he could still take down the captain of the guard unit so easily. Baek Uyun. The online community unanimously declared this was cheating. Players are relentlessly sending internal messages, putting on pressure, demanding the company to issue an official explanation. Are you sure this isn't a hack? Jinho nodded. Absolutely certain. I've conducted a full data check. From the moment this character was created, found absolutely no traces of interference or modification, and from external programs. Furthermore, we've dealt with countless types of hackers before. Hackers who can walk through walls, hackers with invisibility. But this is the first time I've witnessed this kind of movement. This is a character control style that even the most sophisticated hacks can't replicate. Ji-hyun shook her head. If it's not cheating, then this player is just a complete psycho. Someone spoke up. However, there's still an extremely small probability that this is a completely new type of hacker that we haven't discovered yet. Someone else nodded. That's right. Either way, we have to conduct a thorough investigation. Uyun sat across from her. Najeon said, so because of me, the online community is in an uproar. In an uproar? Najin was excited. That's right. Right now, everything is in total chaos. The incident has even sparked a trend. The No Support Challenge. Among female gamers, a Reverse Planet community featured post. The No Support and No Guns Challenge. Insane difficulty. Without support, superpowers won't activate at all. And because everyone failed, they're all blaming it on cheating. Do you know how shocked I was when I first watched that video? Uyun continued. But how were you able to recognize me? I was wearing a mask during the live stream. And there's also the personal information protection mechanism. Najin continued. You revealed your own name, didn't you? Plus, I've watched you fight before, even though I know you're good. But to reach this level, an outsider would think you were using hacks. He pondered, so this is why I was contacted. She was surprised. Contacted? What do you mean contacted about? He hesitated. Well, it's about... Najin was shocked. Reverse Planet's Korea branch contacted you directly. And they also want to verify whether you're using hacking software or not. Sujin had messaged Uhyun. From Kang Sujin, hello Uhyun. The thing is, he continued, I received the notification through that streamer. Najin was excited on her end. For a game company to directly intervene to check if you're hacking, You must have attracted a lot of attention, huh? So what are you going to do next? Uhyun replied slowly, Although it's just the Korea branch, this is a rare opportunity to get in touch with the game's developers. If someone from upper management is there, higher up, then maybe I can find a clue about the other world that I'm looking for. I said I'd think about it, but I think I'll probably take their offer. Najeon was excited. Really? That's a very good decision. If you want to keep playing Reverse Planet, you should clear things up. It's annoying to be called a hacker by everyone you meet. He replied, I don't really care that much about it. Besides, no one recognizes me. I didn't even show my face on the stream. Najeon disagreed. No, even if you change your name, your fighting style is too unique. It's impossible not to recognize. In the pro scene, there's no one who fights barehanded, like you. Even recently, even pro gamers like Butler, who try to hide their identity, get found out just because of their distinctive fighting habits. A video was posted on the main channel. I found this rookie's Smurf account. I saw him tap the floor twice with his foot before using his movement ability. So it's definitely him. Uhyun replied nonchalantly, Oh, very observant. Najeon continued, It's a good thing you agreed. Otherwise, that streamer would have been heavily criticized by the community. He then asked, Why? What does that person have to do with me? That doesn't matter. To the people who are fiercely debating the hacking issue, she replied, At first they'll only target you. But very quickly they'll shift their criticism to the person who invited you onto the stream. He nodded. I see. Suddenly on the surface of Uhyun's glass of water, Sujin's image appeared. Then a reply message appeared. Message from Baek Uhyun, I'll do it. Sujin was flustered. Okay. Her face was filled with excitement. Great! The screen lit up. Kang Sujun's channel viewership, she was focused with the hype being extremely high. With this, the number of viewers is sure to increase. Massively, right? Hehehe, everyone get ready for a big surprise. Because this is the first time in the history of Reverse Planet. The screen lit up, announcing a live broadcast to address the hacking allegations. Hello, everyone. The person who has been getting the most attention recently. Regarding the hacking allegations, Mr. Uhyun, the clarification session will officially take place in 4 days. Uhyun was in a pristine white outfit when Sujun ran up to him. You must have been under a lot of stress and pressure during this time, right? I'm sorry for causing things to turn out this way. He shook his head. It's fine. I don't really mind. But Miss Sujun, you don't suspect me, do you? She answered awkwardly, yes. I saw it with my own eyes that day. So the evidence everyone is presenting is baseless. Besides, the look in your eyes at that time was like that of a crazed murderer, so I didn't dare to even think about it. She gave an awkward laugh. It was just a hunch. Uhyun looked blank. A hunch, I see. Sujin opened her palm. If you're ready, shall we begin? Uhyun replied, yes. Sujin smiled brightly. Hello, everyone. You've been waiting for a long time, haven't you? Comments kept pouring in. It's finally starting. Explain, 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 explain. I've been waiting forever. Is this the channel that's selling hacks? Hacker, get out. Hacker, get out. Gotta get some popcorn to watch this. If it's really a hack, what's there to explain? I'm remaining neutral and will wait for the final result. Sujin was excited. It's just started and there are already 10,000 viewers. This is extremely popular. Indeed. It seems a lot of people are interested in this debate, huh? That's why I've personally invited Mr. Uhyun back here. He spoke in a low voice. Hello. I am Baek Uhyun. Comments appeared. This crazy hacker. Look how thick his skin is. What's so fun about hacking to get clout? What's the reaction in the chat? What if it's not a hack? Anyone who still believes he's hacking needs to... Careful you don't get brainwashed. You gotta stay neutral until the official results are in. So what's the verdict? Is he hacking or not? Sujin gets angry. All right, everyone, please keep it civil in the comments. If this gets out of hand, I'm locking the chat. Before we begin the verification, Uhyun, what are your thoughts on this whole controversy? He hesitates. Well, I just think it's pointless. Such a small thing to blow up into such a huge controversy. A comment appears. A small thing that shook the entire Reverse Planet community, and he has the nerve to call it a small thing. Spoken like a true top-ranked arena hacker who's full of himself. Sujin looks up at the screen. Okay, gotta admit, calling it a small thing might have been an understatement. A comment asks a question. So how are we going to clear this up? She replies, that's a great question. Today we've invited a special guest to conduct the verification in person. A figure suddenly appears. He's here. Jim speaks. Hello, I'm Jim, head of Operations Team 1 for Reverse Planet Korea. A comment appears. Whoa, who's that? They even brought a GM in. Maybe he's really not hacking. What the? Is he legit and not an impersonator? Look, he has the GM Game Master title above his head. Only GMs authorized by the main headquarters have that. That's insane. It's definitely not a hack then. What are the hack accusers gonna say now? Uhyun thinks to himself. The head of operations, it's highly likely they know exactly what's going on. After this is over, I have to ask him and get to the bottom of this. Sujun bows. Thank you for coming. I'm Kang Sujun. He also bows and says, I'm Baek Uhyun. Jim politely replies, It's a pleasure to meet you. Jim's thoughts. So this is Baek Uhyun. He doesn't look like anything special. All right, I will guide you both to the location for the verification. Suddenly, the three of them are teleported to another location. Sujun wonders, Jim explains, this is a private training room, a place where you can practice using your special abilities or hone your combat skills. As previously announced, we will monitor various combat scenarios. Afterward, we will proceed with the confirmation to see if there is any interference from external programs or not. Uhyun thinks this space never existed. In the other world, I knew. Jim asks, do you agree to this procedure? Uhyun nods. Yes, I completely agree. After speaking, Jim glances to the side. If that's the case, a foot in pure white armor steps forward slowly. It's an Etnal stepping out with a menacing presence. A comment appears. Is that an intermediate-level Etnal robot? With no support, and only the first core element selected. Can he really beat it? An intermediate-level training bot. I don't know much about Reverse Planet. Is that type of robot strong? It's way stronger than the first version that appears in the tutorial. Uhyun's pupils turn black. We will start with the intermediate training robot. Suddenly, a dark aura envelops his body. Uhyun, I'm starting to get scared. Avenge us, Uhyun. Jim continues. In short, from now on, destroy. The ground suddenly seems to shake violently. Uhyun, who was standing beside him, has vanished in a flash. Jim winces, shielding his face. Each other, rocks and debris fly everywhere. Jim destroy each other. He tries to use a tablet to shield himself. A comment appears. Right now, is he smashing an intermediate Etnal with his bare hands? Dude, that robot doesn't even get a scratch when it's hit by a hammer. Wow. Is it just me? Or is anyone else terrified right now? Uhyun is now pulling wires from inside the Etnal's head. This is nuts. On the screen it shows no trace of any external program interference detected. This absolutely cannot be cheating or hacking. Uhyun slowly steps down from the Etnal's back. He casually says to Jim, it's done. Jim stammers, yeah. We didn't detect any cheating programs during that battle. But the verification window was a bit too short. Could you fight according to a method we specify? Uhyun nods. Sure. Uhyun's thoughts. This must be to confirm whether I'm using a cheat program. Cheat programs control the character through a script, so they can't fight exactly how the player wants. By predetermining how to win and then fighting in that exact way, you can prove it's not a hack. Jim continues, thank you. Then this time please decapitate the intermediate training boss with the chain scythe. He nods. Understood. Jim's expression is uneasy. Jim's thoughts. What the heck? This must be a huge inconvenience. 3 Etnals step out at once. They are rushing towards Uhyun. I didn't think he would lose. In a flash, the battle unfolds with incredible speed. Uhyun is in a landing pose, a chain clutched in his hand. He launches himself from his position, lunging forward. The long chain is masterfully controlled by Uhyun, slashing into 2 of the Etnals. His pupils suddenly turn pitch black, radiating a terrifying coldness. In an instant, Uhyun easily defeats the 3 of them. Sujun is excited. I knew it! I've never seen anything like that before. Did you guys see the chain scythe move? As if it were a living creature. A comment appears. What did I just watch? The chain scythe is totally bugged. I don't think the weapon is what's bugged. It's the player, no cap. The chain scythe is usually used to attack opponents at close range. Jim's expression is a bit flustered. Jim's thoughts. We've gathered enough data for the verification, but as the admin of this game, out of pure curiosity, that's now welling up. Can he actually defeat an advanced training boss with just 1 core element? No. Call me mean, but for the final test. A door suddenly opens and an advanced Etnal steps out. Its eyes glow a menacing bright red. Before them stands the Etnal, calmly stepping out with a powerful aura. A comment appears. He's really bringing that out. That's messed up. That GM is cold-blooded. If he wins, he might just be known as a superhuman, officially recognized by the National Board. The Etnal stares him down. We will now proceed with the verification, using the advanced training boss, the latest model of the advanced training bot. Uhyun's black pupils flicker for a moment. He can clearly see it. The Etnal before him has murdered countless humans. Suddenly, its face darkens into a sinister smile. Uhyun grits his teeth in anger, his gaze incredibly sharp. The Etnal lunges forward, attacking with blinding speed. Its arm has already grazed him, drawing blood from Uhyun's cheek. The Etnal clenches its fist, preparing to punch. It rushes in, continuously pummeling at Uhyun, but every single one of its punches hits nothing but air. He plants his feet firmly. Uhyun's thoughts, just as I expected. This one is on a whole other level from the intermediate ones. If I take even one hit, it's over. Moreover, his train of thought is cut short, just as Uhyun lands a counterpunch to the Eternal's abdomen. His hand trembles. Its hard shell is on a completely different level. My attacks are barely scratching it. The Eternal is almost unaffected and coldly retaliates with a strike. Uhyun ducks down. In that case, I'll just keep attacking relentlessly, until its parts are damaged. Jim and Sujun stand to the side, watching in awe. A comment appears. I gotta say, this is insane. How is this possible? Now I'm the one who's scared. One hit is enough to send him to his grave, but he hasn't been hit once, Jim thinks to himself. I didn't expect he would actually engage directly with the advanced boss, using only a single core element. At first, he even seemed to be at a disadvantage, but after a while, it is like he's gained the upper hand. Jim's finger moves across the screen. Watching any more won't do any good. Suddenly, the Eternal in front of Uhyun vanishes. He speaks loudly. We have collected sufficient data for this verification. Therefore, I have removed the training boss. Uhyun nods. Understood. That explains it. Sujun smiles and asks, so what's the verdict? Jim explains. We confirm that. There were no external programs interfering or injected. In other words, he is not using hacks. A comment appears. So it wasn't a hack. Even the GM has confirmed it, so why? Breaking news for everyone who accused him from the start. The post accusing him of hacking has been deleted. Sujun is ecstatic. See? I told you he wasn't using hacks. And you people still doubted him. A comment appears. Nobody's doubting anymore. Are you guys trying to argue with the GM's official statement with your fanfiction theories or something? Even the trolls are actually backing down now. Why does he look even more excited than before? I've seen so-called physically gifted players before, but this guy is a true monster. He's truly built different. Sujin smiles. Built different. I like the sound of that. Everyone remember this well. Uhyun isn't using hacks. He's just so talented that it makes people think he's hacking. Since the verification is complete, could you two share some final thoughts? Uhyun is flustered. Thank you. You worked hard. Jim laughs awkwardly. It was fun. The viewer count was insane. That's it for today's stream. See you all next time. A comment appears. He's really thinking about getting content out of this. I just got here. I thought the stream was just to clear his name. But today's stream was legendary. Bye-bye. Sujin speaks up. Thank you for agreeing to appear on today's broadcast. Jim bows. No. I should be thanking you guys for accepting my verification request. Especially you, Uhyun. He shakes his head. It was nothing. Jim's expression is uneasy. Jim's thoughts. He says it was nothing. Well, then I'll be going. Suddenly, Uhyun speaks up. Wait. He looks straight at him. There's something I want to ask. Jim is surprised. What do you want to ask? His face still shows curiosity. Are there any bugs in the game? For example, a situation where a player can't log out because of a bug. Jim explains, I've never heard of anything like that. If a bug like that existed, Reverse Planet wouldn't be a global game anymore. Uhyun is contemplative. I see, I understand. Jim quickly disappears. Well, then I'm really leaving now. The surroundings become quiet again. Finally, it's over. Sujun, Uhyun, you did a great job today. Oh, right. I'll calculate the stream revenue later. I'll contact you again next time, okay? He replies, I don't need the appearance fee, but all right. Let me know when you need me. Sujun looks blank. Sujin's thoughts. Letting him go just like that is such a waste. A view-farming, content-generating beast is right in front of my eyes. Uhyun asks softly, Is there something you want to say? Sujin thinks to herself, ugh. I can't just ask him to stream again myself. I only got him to appear today to clear his name. I guess I have to give up. Well, I'll contact you next time then. I got less out of this than I thought. So disappointing. A message from Nayeon appears. The stream's over right. Get to the battle prep room now. Nayeon is excited. So how was the stream? Was it fire or what? The community's reaction was explosive. The chat was blowing up. Uhyun replies, I don't think that style suits me. Monitoring the chat. Playing the game and talking at the same time. It's not my thing. She hesitates. Oh, is that so? Well, then just imagine this. What if you didn't have to pay attention to the chat and could just play? That would be fine, right? I'll set everything up for you. Just try it once and then decide, okay. He thinks to himself, ugh, I just don't want to be on camera. Nayeon presses a button anyway. A PvP orb appears over his head. Let's go do some PvP matches. PvP player versus player. These battles between players form one of the two main content pillars of Reverse Planet alongside PvE player versus environment. Uhyun is puzzled. PvP, is that why you called me to the prep room? Sujin nods. Of course. Were you planning on leaving without even trying Reverse Planet's PvP? I'm hurt. He hesitates. No, I thought it wasn't for me, so I didn't plan on it. Returning to the other world doesn't seem quite right. She stares at him. PvP is the heart of Reverse Planet. Don't judge it just based on the tutorial. Uhyun thinks to himself she's right. The PvP story mode is almost identical to the world on the other side, but PvP, I've never tried it. There must be something different there. He says nonchalantly, all right, I'll give it a try. Sujin smiles. Awesome. Let me explain PvP. First up is duel. Basically, one person is matched with another. There are two formats, 1v1 solo and 2v2 duos. Win 2 out of 3 rounds and you're good. Next is objective, which has 4 modes. Domination escort, capture the flag, and annihilation. You'll choose one of those 4 modes and fight 5v5 in a fixed team composition. And what we're doing today is survival. 100 players are scattered across different zones. You gather gear by farming mobs and prepare for battle. The person or team that's the last one standing wins the deathmatch. Since this is your first time, let's just play in team mode and with PvP. You'll need an optimized loadout. I can suggest one. Uhyun shakes his head. No need. I already know which loadout is good. The loadout that made me a beast in the other world. I'll start recording while you get ready to log in. Nayeon is focused. Good. I'm getting ready now. The starting point is the military base. That's the rule. The military base. One of the battlegrounds in PvP survival mode. A place with a lot of high-tier gear. It's often occupied by numerous high-level players, making it unsuitable for newbies. Would you mind if I record this PvP match of yours? I want to upload a clip to YouTube. Please say yes. Please, Uhyun looks away blank-faced. Fine. Get off me. Uhyun's thoughts calm down. Why is she so hyper? Nayeon's finger presses the start button. Okay, logging in now. System notification, select starting point. Zone 1 military base. Time before match begins 60 seconds. Nayeon puts her hand to her forehead. Let's meet again alive. Teammate Uhyun is now standing behind a man. He grits his teeth. There's someone on the 3rd floor, nothing here. His arm silently reaches back. I need to move to another spot. Nayeon's phone starts ringing on her end. A message pops up, Baek Uhyun eliminated LA Day. She's surprised. He already got a kill right at the start. Being built different really makes a difference. Messages keep popping up. Baek Uhyun eliminated. Ansuro. Eliminated Lee Seojin. Eliminated Chicken Lover. Eliminated Kim Hoon. Eliminated Anime. Eliminated Choi Gang Jeonju. Sujin is shocked. Huh! She's terrified. What the hell is Uhyun doing? The man is in excruciating pain from an electric shock. He thinks to himself, it seems like now I can't sense any other players. Is this guy the only survivor around here? I didn't expect to run into 4 people at once like that. Since I'm done farming, I should probably head out. A voice message from Jong Nayeon appears. Baek Uhyun. Help me. There are too many of them here. I'm surrounded. He's surprised. Uhyun's thoughts. Jong Nayeon. Uhyun's finger moves across the screen. The opposite area is quite far. Her location pops up. I'm on my way. Where in the building are you? Jong Nayeon replies, 3rd floor rooftop. But the floor below is a huge firefight. Seems like someone's starting fights on every floor. Be careful. Uhyun starts running. Okay. He starts to rush forward. In front of him are 2 men. What the? The man with glasses panics. What was that sound? How is he so fast? The person next to him is scared. Hey, get ready, I'll hold him off. Uhyun swiftly draws a knife from his side. He lunges easily, taking down one of them with incredible speed. The man with glasses panics as his teammate is eliminated. Wait, what the? System notification, Baek Uhyun eliminated Horangi Tiger. The man with glasses is furious. Activate physical attack equip. Attack speed boost. He summons power from the ground and shouts, die! Uhyun swiftly leaps into the air, his pupils pitch black. The man looks up in angry astonishment. Uhyun lands without hesitation, his knife already bloody. System notification. Baek Uhyun eliminated Agitarnosaurus. On the back of the man lying on the ground, a blue light appears. System. Notification? Should I come give you a hand? His palm grabs the doorknob. No need, just wait there. Uhyun hesitates slightly, staring at the doorknob for a moment. A dark aura surrounds it. No, maybe 5. Uhyun opens the door, revealing a man hiding behind it. He grins sinisterly, silently holding a knife behind his back. Die! Uhyun's hand swiftly grips the man's wrist. The man's eyes widen as he looks at his own wrist. Uhyun punches him in the stomach. A notification appears. Baek Uhyun eliminated Casario. He thinks to himself, so that's that. Maybe I should have been a little faster. In a flash, Uhyun moves swiftly up the stairs. A notification appears. Jong Nayeon on her end looks at the system board. What again, Baek? Uhyun is completely dominating the others. Suddenly, her eyes sharpen and she glances behind her. Jong Nayeon swings her sword powerfully. When did you? Uhyun dodges, surprised. Whoa, you scared me. I had no idea you were right next to me. At this rate, you're going to get 14 kills all by yourself. Uhyun frowns. Did I even need to come here? Jong Nayeon laughs. Did you clear out all the enemies in this building? He wonders, what is that weapon? Jong Nayeon awkwardly grabs something nearby. It'll do. I'm not going to lose. Let me handle the rest of this game. Uhyun sighs. Yeah. All right. System notification, game over. Game mode survival duos. Result first place out of 50. The notification board keeps popping up. Jong Nayeon is in disbelief. No way. We freaking won in one round. That's enough for today. I can't play anymore. Uhyun nods. Yeah. Jong Nayeon is determined. Nayeon's thoughts. He's clearly just an ordinary university student. But my friend is a literal living weapon. No, I have to force him to be on camera no matter what. Can you wait 2 days before starting your main quest? I'll bring a detailed broadcast plan. Uhyun replies, I already told you I'm not interested. And it's not like I was planning on doing that main quest or anything. She continues, just hear me out. I'll prepare everything meticulously. See you later. After Jong Nayeon leaves, Uhyun bows his head in thought. He thinks, so even PvP didn't give me the proof I needed. Meanwhile, in a large apartment under the quiet night sky, Sujun lies in bed scrolling on her phone looking very happy. Reverse Planet Community. General Chat. Thread. Why I think Hacker Nim should go Pro 27. General, what I seriously realized while watching today's verification stream. 5 comments. Thread. Anyone complaining about the advanced combat robot get in here 42? General. Try to break the defense line LL 245. General. But Kang Sujun is pretty cute, right? Sujun excitedly rolls back and forth. Amazing, so amazing. 100,000 viewers? Will I ever see that number again? In my streaming career, if only I could keep streaming with Uhyun. I should have been a little more insistent. Uhyun politely declined. Sorry, but I'm not interested in being on camera. Sujun's thoughts I wasn't assertive enough. No, it's because you were too formal from the start. At least let me handle your appearance fee. I wonder how much it is. Her eyes widen in shock. Huh, what is this? The next day at a coffee shop, Uhyun speaks. You suddenly called me out. What's going on? He looks surprised at the computer screen. What is this? Jong Nayeon laughs heartily. What do you think I stayed up all night making this presentation just to convince you today? Uhyun is expressionless. This is the quality of something you pulled an all-nighter for. Jong Nayeon continues. You said as long as you weren't distracted by the chat, while playing it would be fine, right? If you don't have to pay attention to the chat and can just play, then you're cool with it. Uhyun replies, I never said I was cool with it. She continues, so what do you think of a reality observation format? He asks, puzzled. Reality observation, a reality-style observation program. A reality show, a format where different guests in the studio watch recordings of someone else. You play the game and I'll be the one reacting. If the two of us aren't enough, we can invite a professional commentator. I'll split the profit as 60-40, how's that? Sounds like a good deal, right? Uhyun is unimpressed. I already said I'm not interested. Jong Nayeon persists. Wait, I'm guessing you have no idea how much revenue streams can generate, huh? Actually, no. Are you settling things with Sujun today? Uhyun holds his phone. Oh, right. I just got an email this morning. I rushed out to meet you, so I didn't get to check it. His finger taps the screen. Uhyun's transaction. Hello, Uhyun. Did you transfer this? The screen shows sender, Kang Sujun. Hello, Uhyun. This is streamer Sujun. As promised, I'm sending you your cut from the other day, 6,000,001. Please reply with your bank account information. P.S. There was a pretty funny donation message. I'll send that to you as well. Jong Nayeon is shocked. 6,000,001. And you don't want to be on camera. Uhyun thinks donation. Suddenly his gaze freezes. This is... The screen shows anonymous viewer 62. Hello, Uhyun. It's good to see you again. How does it feel to be back? In fact, a new special mission has been prepared. Just for you. I'll be watching you through the streams from now on. Uhyun thinks. They know I came from the other world. And that username is clearly targeting me. Test subject number 62. He slams the table and stands up. Who is that? They know I've returned? Can you find out information about the donator? Jong Nayeon is bewildered. Why are you suddenly asking that? No way, the terms of service don't allow it. You can't message them directly either. You can only interact with them through the live stream. Huh? Uhyun is focused. I'll do it. She's surprised. Huh? Uhyun says coldly, I'll do the live stream. Jong Nayeon laughs loudly. For real, you can't go back on your word. Everything in the coffee shop goes quiet, but a notification board appears. Announcement. 2412 Hot News Hackernim is appearing on a private broadcast. August 2nd, 2041 at 7 p.m. The Hacking the Game live stream will premiere. Guests Hackernim, Cha Seong, Jong Nayeon. Friday night primetime. A time to enjoy some relaxation. Each with their own expectations. Those who pride themselves on being self-proclaimed gamers, all gathered in front of their computers, with one heart and one mind, waiting for Hackernim's broadcast. 5 minutes before the game begins at the studio, broadcasting inside Reverse Planet, Jong Nayeon starts to get nervous. It's about to start. I'm feeling so anxious. Cha Seong-jan is excited. Don't worry so much. We've prepared thoroughly, so there won't be any problems. Cha Seong-jan, professional commentator for Reverse Planet, his thoughts. Although I was extremely nervous when I first received the commentary invitation, I never thought someone other than Sujin could invite Hacker Nim. Jong Na-yeon laughs. As soon as I said I was his friend, as Woo-hyun's friend, he immediately agreed to show up. Suddenly the live screen lit up. It's time for the live stream. Cha Seong-cheon cleared his throat. Jong Na-yeon began to speak. Hello everyone, I'm Jong Na-yeon. Cha Seong-cheon also sat up straight. It's a pleasure to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Cha Seong-cheon. Comments appear. The stream is dropping. What's with this finally? Where's God Hacker? Bring him out! Bring him out! Bring him out! Jong Na-yeon said excitedly. It seems many of you are confused, because God Hacker isn't here from the start. But let me tell you, it's still too early to be disappointed. Woo-hyun appears on screen. God Hacker is in the game. Comments appear. There's God Hacker. Whoever said this was a scam can get lost. His avatar, though. That knife spin looks so sick. Right now I'm very concerned. As you can see, the privacy protection is on. The God Hacker content will be conducted in a TV show format. A reality observation. We'll give our reactions and commentary while watching. Let Hacker play the game. You must have all been very curious about how God Hacker plays Reverse Planet. Jong Na-yeon smiled and said, so shall we begin? A message screen appears. Message from Jong Na-yeon, let's go. Woo-hyun's finger decisively presses the walkie-talkie button. It started. On the other end, the other side relays a message from the Otherworld Management Bureau. Rescue the survivors so they can safely escape the forest. And join us. System main quest notification. Join the Otherworld Management Bureau. Evade the guards searching for the test subject. Escape and join the Otherworld Management Bureau. Located outside the forest. Woo-hyun thinks, just like last time in that world, I was busy just trying to escape. He suddenly stops his train of thought. This time, Woo-hyun braces himself, takes a deep breath, and shouts loudly. Two players in the distance are drawn by the shout. They turn around in a combat-ready stance. The two of them charge forward. He's here. Surround him from three sides. Woo-hyun quickly reaches behind his back and grabs his chain. His pupils turn pitch black and ferocious. All of you will die. The others continuously fire their guns at his position. The chain is manipulated with expertise. Finally, the chain closes in on a gun. A scream. A loud crack echoes with a large explosion in the forest. They charge with swords. Charge at us, die. The chain begins to whip around behind them. The links connect, binding them tightly. Both of them are tied up together. The chain is swinging with incredible force. Woo-hyun's hand brutally slams the two of them into the ground. Their heads spin as they cough up blood. Without hesitation, he jumps down on top of them. Woo-hyun's pupils are black. He's here, you insects. Don't let him escape. Woo-hyun closes his eyes behind his mask. But I'm still a little drained. Jong Na-yeon is dumbfounded. This isn't the Woo-hyun I know. Cha Seong-cheon adds. This is the first time I've ever seen this kind of playstyle. In all my time as a commentator, gathering enemies without any consideration for strategy. Comments appear. God Hacker's existence is the strategy. When you're too lazy to search, make the enemies come to you. That's just big brain thinking, right? I'm rethinking my assumption that he only takes down the enemies he happens to run into. I thought he was nuts when he started shouting. I was doing something else and had to tab back in when I heard it. System notification, Minia has donated 50,000 won. Isn't Absolute Being just way too OP? What kind of skill has zero cooldown? Jong Na-yeon says, what are your thoughts on Absolute Being too overpowered? Cha Seong-cheon replies, I can state with certainty that it's not OP. Most skills have their own individual cooldowns. That's why God Hacker's build, which uses core elements, has no cooldown. It might look like a cheat, but since Absolute Being only amplifies physical abilities, it doesn't improve combat intelligence or weapon proficiency, and God Hacker is playing without any assists whatsoever. Right, to put it extremely, that means if God Hacker had high enough physical stats, he could fight just like this in real life. Absolute Being is only this effective because God Hacker is the one using it. Woo-hyun's pitch-black eyes remain focused. More people start appearing, shouting, surround him. He stands among those he's already taken down. Kim Cheon, captain from the Otherworld Management Bureau. We're from the Otherworld Management Bureau. Drop your weapon and surrender quietly. The Otherworld Management Bureau, a government agency that specializes in subjugating invasive entities that come through dimensional gates. They mainly trap and subjugate dangerous invasive entities inside the reverse world, where dimensions are mixed. Woo-hyun raises both his hands. Director Kim Cheon? I guess he's a captain now. I didn't expect to see him here. Kim Cheon is slightly startled. That outfit. You're a victim who escaped from the laboratory. I apologize for the rudeness. Everyone stand down. Woo-hyun replies, it's fine. Kim Cheon continues, but that walkie-talkie? An agent inside the lab gave it to me. He sighs. He must have died. Woo-hyun thinks to himself. Captain Kim Cheon. He's still as kind-hearted as he was in the other world. Kim Cheon continues speaking. In that case, please stay with the Otherworld Management Bureau until your identity can be verified. Woo-hyun nods. All right. The man replies, thank you for your cooperation. Let me show you the way. System. Main quest, join the Otherworld Management Bureau, complete. You have leveled up. You have received 1 strength point. At this moment, sunset afternoon at the Otherworld Management Bureau headquarters. Woo-hyun sits in a room. So this is the Bureau's consultation room. I didn't expect to end up here. After escaping the lab in that other world, I took requests. From corporations to save up money for revenge. The requests included assassinations and kidnappings. But the biggest part was, Woo-hyun is shown fighting monsters, conquering reverse worlds. The corporations would recklessly clear reverse worlds to get loot. And when they decided the loot was no longer valuable, they would dump the cleanup on me. Getting involved with the Otherworld Management Bureau was inevitable. Sometimes we cooperated on conquests, but there were also many times we clashed and pointed our blades at each other. Suddenly a voice cuts in. Hello, Mr. Baek Woo-hyun. I am Lee Yoo-jin, an agent from Team 1 of the Otherworld Management Bureau. Comments appear. It's Yoo-jin Nuna. Her beauty must be in the top 3. Woo-hyun is a little wary. Lee Yoo-jin, a pleasure. She starts to pull out a chair. You've been through a lot to get here. Lee Yoo-jin speaks up. You now have 2 options. Mr. Woo-hyun, first, live as a civilian under the protection of the Otherworld Management Bureau. In this case, the use of your powers is strictly forbidden. And second, become an agent of the Otherworld Management Bureau. Of course, in the second case, you won't be acting as an official agent. Right away, you will receive proper training and will be deployed when we deem you are ready. Suddenly, Woo-hyun's face darkens. In the other world, I even worked as a bureau agent. And now we've become colleagues. Lee Yoo-jin's cheeks are flushed. So will you choose to be a civilian or an agent? He clasps his hands together. I will. Viewer comments are quite angry. Don't end the stream here if I choose civilian. I'll just end up taking jobs from corporations again like over there. I'm not going down that path now that I'm here. I'll become an agent of the Otherworld Management Bureau. Lee Yoo-jin is excited. That's a good choice. If Mr. Baek Woo-hyun joins, it will be a great help. Lately, the corporations have been constantly recruiting awakeners. So we're short-staffed. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a bureau agent. Many people regret signing contracts with the corporations. Those companies are still in their early stages of training, so their experience and skills in nurturing awakeners are practically zero. In contrast, the Otherworld Management Bureau is an organization with a long history and rich experience in nurturing awakeners and clearing reverse worlds. Of course, the pay from corporations is better, but it comes with a lot of risks. Woo-hyun thinks to himself. Over there, many awakeners lost their lives while on corporate missions. Some places were so reckless they wouldn't even pay. In the end, I had to cut them open to get my money. Because of that, I was exposed as an unregistered awakener and was tracked by the Otherworld Management Bureau for a while. Thinking back, that's when I met Director Kim Cheon. Lee Yoo-jin continues. Well, then I'll request the tech team to register? Mr. Baek Woo-hyun as an awakener. And here is your official issue phone. He holds the phone in his hand and asks, so what do I do now? She explains, as I said. First, you'll be trained as an apprentice. Once your abilities are verified, you'll be promoted. Your team will be decided then. Lee Yoo-jin emphasizes, it'd be great if we were on the same team. Woo-hyun stands up and replies, honestly, I hope so too. Over there, I owed Yoo-jin a favor. Although we clashed quite a few times later on, Lee Yoo-jin says, to the innocent victims, imprisoned in the research lab. He thinks, thanks to Lee Yoo-jin leading the assault on the research institute, my colleagues and I were able to survive. She shakes his hand and says, I look forward to working with you. Junior Yoo-hyun replies, please take care of me, senior. Jong Na-yeon is surprised. Wait a minute, you guys. Isn't there something strange about this? NPCs don't normally talk like that. Jong Na-yeon had previously asked, can you change routes midway? Lee Yoo-jin had replied, civilian or agent, which will you choose? Jong Na-yeon is angry. Hey, she continues. The Lee Yoo-jin I met wasn't like this. Cha Song-cheon trembles. No way. Could this be a fully responsive artificial intelligence? Comments appear. Reverse Planet is a God-tier game, isn't it? It can do this too. What is a fully responsive AI? Cha Song-cheon explains. A fully responsive artificial intelligence is a type of NPC AI that can respond completely to any situation and request. Unlike regular NPC, it can communicate freely like a real person. It's a technique that consumes a lot of resources. Experts believed it was impossible to integrate into an online game. Jong Na-yeon adds. Maybe they completely solved the resource problem. He replies, no way. If they had, they would have advertised it everywhere. Perhaps this technology is only activated when a special condition is met, and perhaps that minimum condition is having no support. And from the beginning, the only difference between God Hacker and other users. System Combat Support Index 0%. Jong Na-yeon laughs awkwardly. Ooh, Hyun! You're something else. The forums are going to explode, huh? Cha Seong-cheon nods. Yes, I'll probably lose sleep waiting to see what Reverse Planet Earth announces about this. For those interested in his story, it's going to be incredibly exciting. We might even be able to invite big-name guest stars. The branching storyline for today ends here, right? Jong Na-yeon replies, yes. Please look forward to the next content. Now we will move on to the PvP content. Comments appear. Don't stop here waiting for the next session. Is gonna be torture. Meanwhile, Woo-hyun is in the combat preparation room. Anonymous Viewer 62 still hasn't shown up. He recalls the computer screen at the PC cafe. Instead, if there's a donation or comment from Anonymous Viewer 62, let me know immediately. Tell me no matter the circumstances. Jong Na-yeon nods. Ah, yeah, got it. He thinks since Jong Na-yeon hasn't contacted me, I guess I should continue streaming. A message from Baek Woo-hyun appears. Ready? Jong Na-yeon smiles. All right, next we'll proceed with PvP. Today's content is right ahead. In front of Woo-hyun is a large dueling orb. This is God Hacker's first time playing duel mode. Cha Seong-cheon adds. In that case, he'll be starting with normal matches. Let me explain for those who don't know. There are a total of 8 tiers in Reverse Planet. And to get into the bronze tier, you have to win 10 normal matches. Statistically, it takes the average player about 2 hours. For a professional player, it's about 30 minutes. Comments appear. Turns out I'm below average. This game has a lot of troll players, so the luck of matchmaking is also really important. Notification appears. Mission reach bronze within 30 minutes. Completion reward 500,000 won. Huh. Jong Na-yeon is excited. Oh, message from Jong Na-yeon appears. Yo, that's sick. A mission. The first mission has arrived. Can you win 10 matches in a row in 30 minutes? Comments appear. Wow, pretty confident. You think bronze is easy? If that's not arrogant, what is? Let's go! Jong Na-yeon continues. This is really exciting, huh? Cha Seong-cheon nods. Yes, I wonder if God Hacker can succeed. Let's all watch until the end. Notification PvP matchmaking, duel mode. Normal 1v1 successful. Area 6, Residential District. 10 seconds before round 1 begins. Cha Seong-cheon suddenly leans forward in shock. Huh! He brought a weapon that I've never... But Woo-hyun is in a ready stance. They don't know that the man in black is backing away thinking. It's a melee class. If I just get close, this'll be an easy win. How much have I underestimated God Hacker? The countdown has begun. Match 1 begins. The man begins to summon his power, shouting. Ice covers a long gash across the middle of his face. A body. Woo-hyun nimbly moves behind the man in black. In just a brief moment, his body disintegrates. System notification. Match 1 end. Winner Baek Woo-hyun. Loser anonymous. Current record Baek Woo-hyun. System notification. Next match. A man says loudly, oh, it's this insect again. Surrender, surrender. System anonymous has surrendered. The duel has ended. Winner Baek Woo-hyun. Loser anonymous. System match 1. Woo-hyun is continuously parrying with his sword. The man's face is fearful as he shouts, my darkness. Just as he finishes his sentence, he is easily defeated. System current record Baek Woo-hyun. Daodua. Winner Baek Woo-hyun. Loser Daodua. System Woo-hyun enters the third match. A large man also appears with a long gash on his face. By system current record. Baek Woo-hyun. Pig eats straw. Winner Woo-hyun. Loser Pig eats straw. The man in the fourth match doesn't have an easy time either. The system notifications keep popping up. 11 minutes ago win. PvP duel. Normal match 2-0. 8 minutes ago win. PvP duel. Normal match 1-0. 6 minutes ago duel 2-0. 3 minutes ago duel 2-0. Jong Na-yeon and Cha Seong-cheon are stunned. The time, Baek Woo-hyun won 10 matches in a row in just 20 minutes. On his side, his body is completely unharmed, not a single scratch. System promotion Baek Woo-hyun unranked, bronze. Jong Na-yeon is speechless. That's insane. What do I even say? I feel so outclassed. Cha Seong-cheon laughs awkwardly. 10 consecutive wins in 20 minutes. Comments appear. What the hell is he crazy? It feels like a wall has been broken. The record of the pros is always summarized in one word, good. Cha Seong-cheon continues. The time is absurd. But what's more surprising is the match record. Usually when you face counter skills or high risks, your performance fluctuates. Usually. An interviewee waves his hand. I have a hard time dealing with fire magic. He continues. But with God Hacker, no matter what skills the opponent has, he still maintains a perfect performance, completely unshaken throughout the match. Literally, the more he fights, the better he gets. Notification. Pinecone has donated 500,000 won. Huh. How did he do that? Jong Nayeon is excited. Thanks for the donation, Pinecone. This is so exciting. I wonder how he'll perform in the next ranked game. Cha Seong-cheon smiles. Me too, but I'm also a little worried. She asks quizzically, why's that? He continues, well, it's being broadcasted live. Wouldn't he be easily targeted? But oh well. The success rate isn't that high anyway. Hopefully it's just a needless worry. Comments appear. If you're placing bets, system PvP matchmaking, duel mode. Normal 1v1 successful. Area 11, cemetery. A man appears. Oh, all right. I finally get to meet this shameless ex. Watch closely, everyone. Watch me teach this hacker a lesson. Comments appear. No way he's already being targeted right after ranking up. What's he gonna do? It's the Super Pro Hacker X. Haha, you see that, kids? This is the average skill level of you dung beetles. The devs say it's not hacking, but they're so stubborn. Woo-hyun's face darkens as he prepares to draw his sword. Cha Seong-cheon says, Odd Hacker isn't reacting to the provocation at all. Jong Nayeon replies, I told him to just ignore these kinds of people. Her cheeks flush. And also, Cha Seong-cheon cuts in. It's starting. System round 1 begin. Leo's body is in extreme pain as he screams. He suddenly flies into the air with a brilliant flash of light. Leo's face is ecstatic as he shouts, Die! Comments appear. Didn't even land a hit. Said he'd teach a lesson but got schooled instead. I'm your daddy. All talk, no action. Woo-hyun leans aside. He seemed confident, so I was on my guard. His arm swiftly swings the blade past Leo. Just a waste of time. System round 1 end. Winner. Woo-hyun. Loser anonymous. Current record Woo-hyun 1, anonymous 0. Leo's face is pained as he slowly whispers, Monster. System. The next round will begin immediately. Round 2 will begin in 10 seconds. Leo grinds his teeth. At this rate, I'll lose again. I need to use it. System round 2 begin. An electric current appears all over his body in front of Woo-hyun. A strong current. The electric current from his body suddenly strikes a rock. Woo-hyun thinks, sharper and stronger than before, moving more efficiently like a different person. Leo excitedly shouts, See that, hacker? He continuously attacks Woo-hyun. I let you win the first round. He crosses his arms to cover his face. Hacker. So that's what this is about. Jong Nayeon speaks up. I remember now. But if you meet a provocateur, hacker. She smiles. Crush him. That's what I said. Woo-hyun's pupils suddenly turn pitch black. Suddenly power radiates from Woo-hyun's entire body. What is this? Suddenly the air feels heavy. There's nothing to be afraid of. Anyone can see I have the overwhelming advantage. Leo starts to charge. Stop trying to look cool. His feet nimbly jump, leaving his position. Woo-hyun gently glides his blade past the man. Leo's eyes widen, frozen, unable to react. He angrily turns around. Once again, the blade grazes Leo's arm. He swings his fist with power in his palm. Woo-hyun doesn't hesitate to swing his sword back from above. Leo can only look down, grinding his teeth as tears stream down his face. The screen is still bright as the match unfolds. Yes, Jong Nayeon laughs awkwardly. Everyone must not be. Cha Seong-cheon is also incredibly shocked, stammering, Yes. Jong Nayeon says, It seems like he's intentionally avoiding the finishing blow, right? Cha Seong-cheon adds, I think you're right. God Hacker is really following your advice. Jong Nayeon to the letter. She laughs awkwardly. Well, of course. I did tell him to completely crush him. But, comments appear. A monster created by Jong Nayeon. That woman is terrifying. Anyway, it's all because Jong Nayeon gave him that advice. I'm scared of what advice she'll give next. Huh. Leo slumps down. What the hell are you? Woo-hyun coldly says, I'll return those words to you. With that, his blade finally swings down. End of round 2. System final score. Baek Woo-hyun 2, anonymous 0. Victory Baek Woo-hyun, defeat anonymous. After that, Baek Woo-hyun continued his winning streak with unstoppable momentum and immediately surpassed 30 consecutive wins. Jong Nayeon announces, he's reached gold rank already. Cha Seong-cheon adds, I never thought he would set a 30-win streak record on his first broadcast. Comments appear. I was seriously holding my breath watching that. Is this what you call being skill-gapped? What have you been eating to get so strong? Can you show us your build? Please, Jong Nayeon thinks to herself. Revealing a build, most people hesitate to do that. But should I ask him? A message appears. Woo-hyun, by the way. Could you reveal your build? You can refuse if you don't want to. He replies, sure, why not? Jong Nayeon continues, everyone. The god of mechanics says he will reveal his build. I'll compile it and post it on the community board. After the broadcast, Cha Seong-cheon is shocked. Really? Comments appear. He's really revealing his build. I just asked, hoping for a miracle, and he's actually doing it. Isn't revealing your build a sensitive issue? That means he's that confident. Jong Nayeon bows. Well, then we'll see you on the next broadcast. Cha Seong-cheon also bows. Thank you for watching for so long. He says excitedly, but really that was actually insane. Jong Na-yeon laughs loudly. Right. A fully adaptive AI, a 30-game winning streak. And even revealing the build. The community boards are going to explode. At this rate, won't he set a new record? The record? What's the current record for the longest consecutive win streak? Cha Seong-cheon replies. Currently, the record for the longest consecutive win streak in duel mode is held by the player Battler with 76 wins. That was a record set while he was playing on his Smurf account. Jong Na-yeon is excited. Anyway, it would be amazing if Yu Hyun set a new record, right? If it's Yu Hyun, he'll definitely agree. Besides, Cha Seong-cheon continues, if it's Battler who's famous for his competitiveness, he's probably already got his eye on the god of mechanics. Fingers are slowly clicking and moving a mouse. On the screen is the reverse planet community. The scroll bar is constantly moving up. The fingers are still very slowly moving the mouse on the screen. Notification. Player report result. The reported player has been penalized. Detected use of unauthorized illegal programs. Order. A permanent ban has been issued according to the terms of service. Battler. A morning a few days after the second broadcast. Yu Hyun is deep in thought. Anonymous viewer 62. In the end, he didn't show up at the last broadcast. Does that mean I'm still missing something? Suddenly a sweet voice cuts through the atmosphere. Junior Lee Yujin happily waves at him. Over here she looks as beautiful as ever, smiling brightly. Comments appear. It's Yujin Nuna. The fully adaptive AI is amazing, and RIP is a failure. Her appearance deserves to be in the top 3 most popular NPCs in RIP. She's seriously so pretty. She says, this is your first field mission. Are you nervous at all? He replies, the field mission is a bit sooner than I expected. But I'm fine. A new quest window popped up as soon as I logged into the game. System. Your first field mission has been assigned. Please change into your combat gear and report to the designated location. Lee Yujin. He thinks an apprentice agent already getting a field mission. It's nice that I can skip the training since this is a game. So what is this field mission about? Lee Yujin explains. We need to completely eliminate the invasive entities inside the reverse world and seal off the space. We received a report that there's a possibility they will become aggressive. It's another location abandoned by the corporations. We tend to leave them be, because sometimes they're useful for disposal, but I can't believe it. They just stir things up and then toss them aside when there's no more profit to be made, Woo-hyun thought to himself. Figures. The way corporations operate is the same here as it was over there. Anyway, the invasive entities are small-sized insects. Actually, invasive entity type insect danger assessment, F low. He pondered. They're weak, but their numbers make them a pain to deal with. A soldier in a mask puts a hand to his forehead. Excuse me, Lieutenant. Are you the Awakener from the Otherworld Management Bureau? Lee Yujin holds up her ID. Yes. Thank you for your hard work. He replies, confirmed, you may enter. The magnetic door creaks open. Inside. This is creepy. I've never seen a gate appear in an abandoned factory before. Woo-hyun looks up. No wonder this looks so familiar. I saw something like this in the Otherworld, too. But back then, I'm sure it was medium-sized, not small. He mused, is something off? Lee Yujin spoke up. Shall we head in? Suddenly, a loud voice cuts in. Well, look who it is. Cho Hyung-cheon Awakener, affiliated with the Jumsan Electronics Corporation. What brings our dear Senior Lee Yujin to such a small-scale gate? Lee Yujin questioned, Cho Hyung-cheon, what are you? The man approaches, replying, I'm surprised too, you know. I didn't expect my mission location to overlap with yours, Senior. She continued, you gave up and abandoned it. And now you're saying it's a mission, yeah? Don't tell me you're plotting something. Cho Hyung-cheon replied, plotting. Now that hurts. By the way, who's this, a new junior? Instead of suffering needlessly at the Bureau, why don't you try joining a corporation? Lee Yujin cut in, Cho Hyung-cheon. Her eyes were sharp. Don't cross the line. The man laughed and backed away. All right, I get it. Since I'm leaving this reverse world to you, take good care of it, Senior. Cho Hyung-cheon laughed loudly as he left. Good luck, Woo-hyun asked curiously. Who was that? Lee Yujin held her face in her hands. He was the first apprentice agent I was in charge of. Just thinking about it gives me a headache. After he was scouted by a corporation and left, he started spreading malicious rumors about the Bureau. Cha Seong-cheon spoke up. Isn't this the first time the relationship between Lee Yujin and Cho Hyung-cheon has been revealed in such detail? Jong Na-yeon added, this is the first I'm seeing this too. Usually they just vaguely mention that something bad happened between them, he said. It seems like a broader story is being provided. Thanks to the influence of the fully adaptive AI, comments appear. That would be a huge hidden story if it gets revealed. Maybe Reverse Planet Earth has been hiding something. Lee Yujin moved forward. We should stop these sad conversations and head inside now, shouldn't we? Hyun replied, all right. Outside the glowing gate, it seems they've gone in. So shall we begin the plan 20 minutes later? Inside the reverse world at this moment, Hyun's eyes were pitch black and cold, wiping blood from his face. In front of him was a defeated Lee Yu-jin leaning against a tree trunk. A piece of candy with a red wrapper lay on the ground, next to a pool of blood. Just a few minutes ago, Hyun and Lee Yu-jin had just stepped through the gate. She stepped forward, warning about the gate. This is the passage to the reverse world. Once you go through the portal on the other side, you'll enter the reverse world. Hyun nodded and walked without hesitation. Got it. It's just like the other world. Suddenly, a violent tremor prevented them from crossing the gate. Based on experience, Hyun quickly recognized the anomaly. Lee Yu-jin was sucked into the gate. She only had time to leave a word, Junior. The light from it gradually enveloped her body. Watch out! After passing through the gate was a dense, monster-filled forest. Hyun looked around, assessing the situation. This is a forest. Did I just get separated from Lee Yu-jin? It's common for passages to collapse due to external tremors. It's common. First, he lightly spun, the knife in his hand preparing to eliminate the spider monsters. His gaze was sharp and determined. I should deal with these first and then go find Lee Yu-jin. Elsewhere, someone summoned a bolt of lightning into their palm. Lee Yu-jin unleashed the power. Not a single spider escaped, scattering thunder. They vanished almost instantly. These spiders are too persistent. She felt helpless. They just keep coming. No matter how many I kill. Besides the scale of this forest, no matter how you look at it, this place seems closer to a medium scale, reverse world than a small scale one. Lee Yu-jin sighed in frustration. As I thought something's fishy. While she was distracted, Cho Hyung-cheon ambushed her from behind. I hope Junior is okay. Very quickly, Lee Yu-jin realized. Although she managed to dodge in time, she still got hit. What? Lee Yu-jin backed away, keeping her distance. The man chuckled. Lee Yu-jin couldn't believe he would do this. Cho Hyung-cheon, why are you... The man smirked mockingly. Should I say we're carrying out a secret mission? Perhaps. I'm just following orders, so don't hold it against me. The pain made it hard for her to stand. Nonsense, the wound is too deep. I need to get out of here now. With that thought, Lee Yu-jin fired a lightning bolt as a distraction. Sharp rocks jutted up, blocking their path. Guardian Rock! Immediately after they exploded, everyone was thrown back. Seizing the opportunity, Lee Yu-jin quickly fled. Cho Hyung-cheon angrily cursed at him. This idiot after her! Despite her efforts, she was still too slow. To increase her chances of escape, Lee Yu-jin clasped her hands, channeling electricity. She spread her arms, creating a lightning spear. Immediately after, Lee Yu-jin gripped the spear, preparing to fight. Using all her strength, she somersaulted, throwing the spear behind her. The lightning bolt made the ground beneath them explode. In a critical moment, she found this way out. You bastard, why didn't you stop her? Damn it, we lost her because of you. Cho Hyung-cheon ordered sharply. Quick search up ahead. After they left, Lee Yu-jin emerged. She breathed a sigh of relief. If it weren't for that hidden cave, I would have been in big trouble. Anyway, a secret mission. What is this corporation plotting? At the same time, over with Hyun, he got the fans excited. This is it. Why are they getting one-shotted? It looks like he's already killed dozens of them. He looked at the footprints on the ground. He declared, I can definitely sense Lee Yu-jin's presence here. He bowed his head slightly, realizing something had happened. Suddenly, a familiar dark aura appeared nearby. Hyun quickly realized and ran towards her. Lee Yu-jin's voice. His speed was so fast the signal tracker couldn't keep up. Lee Yu-jin was tightly wrapped by a giant centipede. Yu-jin Nuna is in danger. How is she losing to a bunch of insects? By the way, does anyone know how? He knew she was here and ran to her. Without a single wasted motion, Hyun rushed in. With a few simple slashes, he saved her from it. Hyun caught Lee Yu-jin, preventing her from hitting the ground hard. He set her down and asked, Senior, are you okay? Lee Yu-jin faintly called out, Junior? Hyun quickly realized something was wrong. A veteran like Lee Yu-jin? They couldn't be defeated by these mediocre insects. This is a wound caused by an ability. Considering the situation, the Awakener who could cause this, his guess was spot on. Was it Cho Hyung-cheon? She nodded. Yeah. It seems he followed right behind us. Outside, Jong Na-yeon was confused. Doesn't anyone else find this strange? Cho Hyung-cheon usually ambushes later in the story. The comments agreed. He attacks during the corporation-related storyline. But that's already happened. Something's up. Something is definitely happening. She turned to ask Cha Song-cheon, is it because of the fully adaptive AI's influence? He thought the same. For now, that's the only guess we can make. A hidden storyline, how exciting. Let's just keep watching for now. Over here. Lee Yu-jin's face was flushed. I just barely shook him off. But I don't know when he'll come back to ambush me. Moreover, if I use my ability, there's a risk my position will be revealed. So, Junior, you should escape first. Hyun had other ideas. First, let's bandage your wound. Just hide for a bit. I'll go take care of them and come back. She disagreed, immediately stopping him. Cho Hyun-cheon is a veteran. Awakener, you can't take him on alone. Hyun cut her off. It's fine. He nodded reassuringly. I have a plan. At the same time, by the riverbank, Cho Hyun-cheon's group was gathering. Where the hell is she hiding? The man sighed, giving an order. Anyway, in her condition, she couldn't have gone far. So search this entire valley. In the meantime, I'll go down and find the target. Suddenly, something caught Cho Hyun-cheon's eye. He swung his fiery hands, attacking defensively. Hyun put on an innocent face, pleading, wait a minute. The man retracted his attack, questioning, You're Lee Yu-jin's junior. Before answering, he whined, I'm alive. I can't believe the passage suddenly collapsed and I got separated from Senior Yu-jin. Do you know what happened? The comments exploded. What is this acting? Even without seeing his face, I know his acting skills. Our top tier, R.I.P. Cho Hyun-cheon. Oh, he feigned friendliness, putting a hand on his shoulder. You still don't know, do you? Well, what happened was, Cho Hyun-cheon smiled. The two of you will meet if you just take a little nap. Immediately after, a spray of blood erupted into the air. Before he could understand what was happening, Hyun had given him a sweet, clean stab. When he realized, Cho Hyun-cheon trembled and screamed, Cough! Ka! Below, the comments were delighted. Getting stabbed by that really serves him right. The precision is unreal. He clutched his wound and fell, worrying his teammates. They ran over. What's wrong? And he quickly slipped away. A teammate supported Cho Hyun-cheon. Oh my god, are you okay? Meanwhile, Hyun successfully blended into the bushes. The other person supported him while shouting, Let me bandage it. Go after the other guy. They immediately drew their weapons and gave chase. Got it. The man went deeper into the forest, unaware that he was being watched by Hyun from a distance, on a nearby tree branch. Damn it, where did he go? As they looked around, a dark shadow suddenly appeared behind them. Couldn't have gone far. Like a gust of wind, he appeared right behind the man. They reassured themselves. You scared the hell out of me. Then Hyun quickly struck before the man could get suspicious. On the other side, a teammate was trying to stop the bleeding. Stay with me, I've stopped the bleeding. You just need to get out and get treatment and... Suddenly, something flashed in the sky. Then it flew straight into the exact spot of Cho Hyun-cheon's wound, causing him to spit blood. The teammate looked around and yelled, You lunatic, where did you... The other person seeing this also stood up, warily asking, Where did my teammate go? But was met only with Hyun's silence. He raised the sword in his hand in place of an answer. The other person recognized it as his teammate's, the sword. Unable to contain his anger, the other person unleashed a skill and charged forward to attack. You! Then they simultaneously launched sharp knife-like rocks. I'll get my revenge. It was nothing. Hyun gently slashed through all the rocks with one stroke. The other person hadn't given up yet, unleashing another skill. Not yet. Then he deployed it, causing the ground beneath to rise. Large branches of earth and boulders were launched towards him. Earthquake, Hyun remained calm and looked around. Then he quickly chopped down a nearby tree. Using the trunk as a brace, he leaned the branches against another tree, creating a shield just big enough to keep Hyun from being buried by the earthquake. Seeing this, the other person angrily yelled, You monster! While he was hiding behind the log, a sharp rock jutted up nearby. A huge boulder was launched towards Hyun, Stonehorn, but he quickly dodged it. Hyun's face remained emotionless, watching the boulder fly closer and closer to him. A piece of rock managed to pierce Hyun's arm. Seeing him suddenly charge towards him, the other person continuously threw rocks defensively. Don't come! Hyun drew his second sword. One stroke, then two, slicing the huge boulders that blocked his path in half. Finally, in the blink of an eye, he finished off the unfortunate soul. The other person couldn't believe it and trembled, unable to even speak. A notification appeared before him. Hyun sheathed his sword and let out a small sigh. Fool. The comments jumped up continuously. Insane! That's insane! Held my breath watching that. I worshipped the ambusher Jong Na-yeon. Was completely stunned watching. She was sweating bullets. Just one core element, a 1v3 against the hounds. While Cha Seong-cheon next to her was ecstatic, lost in admiration and belief. The comments also jumped up. It feels like a wall, but the hounds are on their first mission. Is the difficulty right? My jaw dropped. Seriously, no joke. Hyun looked at the wound he had just received. Ambushed two of them and still got injured like this. Still weaker than I was in the other world. He didn't pay it much mind. All right, let's check the surroundings. Hyun checked Cho Hyun-cheon's phone and saw the message and target. Will be delivered to the reverse planet. Try to capture alive. But if not possible, elimination is permitted. He looked at the message while searching the bodies. Nothing else. The only message is about Lee Yu-jin. The investigation was transferred to the bureau, and the equipment was displayed. Returning dagger. Effect 1 slightly increases blade sharpness. Effect 2, when thrown can be willed to return to hand. Effects only apply in PV. Next is the bracelet of the victor. Effect 1, increases the power of psychic skills. Effect 2, reduces the cooldown of psychic skills. Once thrown can be willed to return to hand. The last item, necklace of the hermit. Effect 1 can use concealment. Effect 2, store equipment at any time. Effects only apply in PV. Woo-hyun held the returning dagger in his hand, thinking, you can check the effects right away. It really is a game. Over there, we had to guess the effects through experimentation. Then he threw the 3 swords into a spatial portal. Anyway, that's settled for now. I need to hurry, Woo-hyun thought to himself. Conquer the reverse planet. Before Lee Yujin's wound gets worse, Lee Yujin frowned, dazed for a moment. Facing her now was a giant scorpion monster. The Emperor Scorpion entity. Lee Yujin clutched her wound and smiled bitterly. Man, what bad luck to end up right here. Or should I call it lucky? She thought to herself, if it had gone to Junior instead. Suddenly it swung its pincer to attack. She focused energy into her hand, preparing a skill. Somehow I have to take it down myself. Lee Yujin charged, intending to fight the scorpion head-on. Electricity shot from her hand. But before she could unleash the skill, its pincer suddenly fell to the ground, surprising Lee Yujin. Appearing from behind the smoke, someone was standing on the scorpion's body. Woo-hyun looking cool, one hand holding a sword, one foot pressing down on the sword embedded in its body. Asked, "You okay?" Lee Yujin was still stunned. Her eyes sparkled as she looked up. "Junior?" The comments jumped up again. Yujin Nuna, Yujin Nuna, Yujin Nuna. Playing with that body, fighting the boss. He took care of the high-level mobs and now the boss, too. He noticed the cracks appearing in the sky. The reverse planet is starting to close. Woo-hyun jumped down to her. "Did you really take down the hounds by yourself?" He said, "Let's get out of here. I'll carry you." Jong Na-yeon commented, completed while the passage was collapsing. The closing started before they got out. "Yeah." On the screen was the image of Woo-hyun carrying Lee Yujin. Cha Seong-cheon continued, "That's right. So we have to escape before we get trapped." He told her, "Hold on tight." Lee Yujin on his back. Okay. Under the shattering sky, Woo-hyun carrying Lee Yujin approached the spatial gate. Successive notifications appeared. Clear complete. Received 1 psychic point, leveled up. Received 1 psychic point. At the Otherworld Management Bureau headquarters. Kim Cheon, captain of the Otherworld Management Bureau, asked, "Is it true that Lee Yujin was attacked by a corporation's awakener?" He replied, "Yes, it's true." He rubbed his head. "Those corporations. They finally crossed the line. So what happened to them?" Woo-hyun answered, "I took care of all of them." Kim Cheon looked up. "Took care of them? How could you alone?" He remembered a past memory. Kim Cheon continued asking, "Is there any usable evidence?" He placed the phone on the table. Their phone. The messages show their orders, but the rest is encrypted. He told him, "Good. That will make the investigation easier. Leave the rest to us and get some rest." Woo-hyun also stood up and replied, "I'll be going." Seeing his grim, dissatisfied face as he walked away, he was called back. "Wait." He reminded Woo-hyun, "Just a little reminder. There will surely be another chance next time." Kim Cheon advised, "Until then you have to be patient, understand?" Woo-hyun looked down and replied, "Understood." A notification panel appeared. First field mission complete. Leveled up. Received 1 stat point. Please select your second core element. Jong Na-yeon sat with Cha Seong-cheon and exclaimed, "The first field mission is over." He said, "A more spectacular scene than I thought." "Ha." She looked at her tablet and was surprised. "The viewers must be very satisfied, huh?" A notification appeared. Anonymous Viewer 62 has privately donated 3,000,001. Congratulations on clearing your first gate. This is a special mission. Jong Na-yeon immediately sent a message to Woo-hyun. Anonymous Viewer 62 just donated and sent a message. He donated 3,000,001. That's amazing. Seeing that, he mumbled, "Finally." Her message continued to come through. "I'll send you a screenshot. I will now assign a special mission. Let's end the stream first." Woo-hyun was skeptical. A special mission? Come to think of it, he mentioned it before. So he's going to tell me after the stream. Okay? Then a series of comments displayed from Anonymous Viewer 62. "Hello, Woo-hyun, it's good to see you again. How does it feel to be back in the real world? I've prepared something special for you." Woo-hyun glanced at a side notification. "Thanks for relaying the message. Let's continue the stream." Jong Na-yeon quickly sent him an OK sticker. On the outside, Jong Na-yeon suddenly turned and whispered, "Is something wrong?" She was startled for a moment and replied, "No, sorry." Then Jong Na-yeon flustered and blushing thought to herself, "So Cha, Seong-cheon can't see this donation window? Damn, it was a private donation. I'll figure this out later. Let's focus on the stream for now." Then she regained her composure and cheered loudly. Now then, let's continue today's stream. Let's keep this momentum going and jump into PvP, startling him. Yes, Jong Na-yeon holding the tablet recounted. In the last PvP duel, the god of mechanics went on an insane winning streak and tore up the rankings. Cha Seong-cheon agreed. That's right. So what will we be doing for today's PvP? She said hesitantly. Today's PvP is contention of 4-mode format. Players choose one and fight 5 versus 5 in a best-of-3 match. A flurry of comments immediately appeared. Contention. We're not dueling. I was looking forward to the duel win streak. Seriously, you gotta be kidding. Are they not continuing because they're afraid of losing the streak? Jong Na-yeon, seemingly having expected this, gave a forced smile. As expected, some people are against it. But when they see it, I bet they'll change their minds. After a moment, she winked and said, now then, let's begin. Inside the game. System PvP notification. Contention. Standard escort mode. Team matchmaking successful. The 5-person attacking team is in position. Everyone was excited, greeting each other. Hello? Let's have a good game. Let's do our best. Cha Seong-cheon was quite surprised by the situation. So our first match is escort. In escort mode, the attacking team pushes a payload to the objective, and the defending team tries to stop them. Jong Na-yeon turned her face, posing a big question. This is the first time we're seeing a 5 versus 5 team match. Can the god of mechanics live up to his reputation? Then the system sound chimed. Round 1 begins. The wheels of the car also started rolling on the road. 2 people stood on the vehicle to protect the payload. 1 person walked behind to provide security. The 2 in front led the way. Let's go! Let's do this, everyone. Woo-hyun stopped and turned to look behind him. Cha Seong-cheon, seeing this, wondered, he's stopping. Right now he's using his sharp eyes to observe everything around him. Jong Na-yeon had a feeling. It seems like he's planning to backdoor. He immediately confirmed. That's right. Usually players stay near the payload. But if a player is skilled, going for a backdoor isn't a bad idea. But usually taking on all 5 by yourself isn't easy. As he finished speaking, Woo-hyun had already jumped in, weaving through every alley on the street. A commentator said, but if it's the god of mechanics, maybe. They, seeing his lightning-fast movements, judged. It's not a ranked match. It's a normal match. They're all newbies. It'll be effective. Why not think there are some Smurfs here? Everyone looked at Woo-hyun's position on the map and couldn't help but be amazed. An extraordinary speed. He's about to clash with the defending team. Not long after, Woo-hyun had already drawn his sword. Hovering in mid-air above the defending team's heads, he swung his hand back, pulling out a dagger. Woo-hyun smoothly threw the dagger straight down. Instantly, 1 person was hit by it. Blood spurted out, startling his teammates, who yelled, "What the hell?" A blonde-haired guy panicked and yelled, "It's a back! A door!" As he finished, a flash of light zipped past his neck. The system immediately displayed, Baek Woo-hyun killed too easy. Baek Woo-hyun killed I hate beans and rice. As the guy fell to the ground with a thud, Woo-hyun landed, terrifying the remaining players. What the hell is our team doing? They watched him slowly draw a sword from his back and discussed among themselves. I'll hold him off. You guys focus on the payload. Okay? Then a bunch of notifications popped up. Baek Woo-hyun killed Potato Heaven. Dae Hoang-jun killed Swimming Elephant. His teammates reading this were also confused and exclaimed, "What's going on?" The kill notifications just keep popping up. In a flash, the system updated. Round 1 ends with a victory for the attacking team, leaving a player dumbfounded and mumbling. It's over already. The comment section was also buzzing. Look at the teammates' reactions. It would be so annoying if the match ended before I even saw the enemy. If someone's carrying like that, you should be grateful. On the outside, Jong Na-yeon leaned close to the screen in agreement. We knew he would carry the team, but it ended so quickly it's actually a bit disappointing. Cha Seong-cheon compared today. He feels even faster than usual, doesn't he? Maybe he's in a hurry to do something. She laughed in response. Who knows? Let's just keep watching. Scene change. Inside the game. Woo-hyun threw his punch at another player. Capture. That guy was knocked to the ground in an instant, surrounded by players who had already been defeated. Conquest. Constant explosions occurred at the fortress wall. Members of the other team, at this moment, were desperately unleashing their skills to stop him. Woo-hyun didn't forget to curse, "What the hell is that bastard doing?" Stop him. But nothing could stop the war god. He single-handedly dodged the attacks and leaped high into the air. Woo-hyun quickly logged out the 2 players. The sparks, tiny specks of red and white, fell endlessly before him. Soon after, a blood-speckled flag was raised. Flag captured. And just like that, Baek Woo-hyun swept the battlefield with an overwhelming pentakill and quickly ended every match. The info panel popped up again. Anonymous Viewer 62 has donated 3,000 won. You worked hard today. Now I will give you a special mission. Unlock the new system in Reverse Planet as you play. Seeing the money made Yong Nayeon's eyes light up. Excitedly thinks another 3 million. She messages Uhyun again and again. Anonymous Viewer 62 donated 3,000 with a message. Should we use it to hold an event? For subscribers? Or maybe a team dinner? Or perhaps upgrade our equipment? Uhyun mumbles in reply, yeah, just send the screenshot. After reading it, he mutters, a new system as you play, huh? Basically, I have no choice but to keep playing PvE or PvP. He closes his eyes and tilts his head back, looking exhausted. Uhyun squints slightly and tells himself, for now I'll just do as he says. A few days later, on the third day of the story exploration segment, he is entering the Dimensional Management Bureau's Combat Training Zone. A message from Lee Eugene arrives. Junior, I'm injured, so I won't be able to guide you for a while. So I found a replacement. Come to the training zone. I'll introduce you to them. Jong Nayeon asks curiously, I wonder who the replacement is? Cha Seong-cheon guesses. Considering the god of mechanics' reputation, they'll probably assign a famous agent. The others chime in with comments. Maybe Kim Cheon will take over. No way. He looked really busy last time. It's gotta be Kim Hana or Kang Ho. Just then Lee Eugen's bandaged arm raises up. Junior, you're here. Uhyun walks over and asks, are you feeling better? She teases, thanks to you. But I think someone else will have to take over. The guide role. Then someone approaches, catching Uhyun's attention. Lee Eugen quickly says, there she is. A pair of feet walk slowly across the lush green grass. A woman with short hair and a cool outfit introduces herself. Hi, I'm Kim Hana. The comment section fills up with a surprised fan. Whoa, Kim Hana. First Lee Eugen. Now Hana, so jealous, dude. I didn't expect you to be so lucky. But I still prefer Eugen. There's a difference in taste between Jin fans and Hana fans. That's a fact. He politely nods in greeting. A pleasure to meet you. I'm Baek Uhyun. He thinks to himself, Kim Hana. In terms of skill, she's second only to Kim Cheon. She's definitely number 2 in the Dimensional Management Bureau. Back in the other world, she was a dangerous enemy. Lee Eugen playfully speaks up, all right then. Since you two have been introduced, I'm leaving. I wasn't even supposed to be here. Hearing this, Kim Hana frowns and complains, what? You said you had permission to leave. She immediately turns and runs off, shouting back, I'm leaving him in your hands. Leaving Kim Hana standing there yelling, Eugen, get back here. A second later, she vanishes from the spot, leaving the two of them standing there looking at each other in silence. Kim Hana, blushing with embarrassment, has to start the conversation. I heard you use a sword? Do you prefer a long sword or a dagger? Uhyun glances over and replies, I use both. She rubs her chin thoughtfully. Both, huh? I wonder what his skill level is like. Kim Hana suggests, how about a little sparring match? Hearing this, Cha Seong-cheon breaks out in a sweat. Jong Nayeon looks over, puzzled. What's wrong? His eyes go wide. He struggles to get a sentence out. The way this is unfolding is so strange. She looks down at her screen, suspicious. Sparring with Kim Hana. Isn't it normal for sword users to spar with each other? What's the big deal? The two are holding their weapons, staring each other down. Cha Seong-cheon stammers, yeah, but not every player who uses a sword gets this setup. It only works because the god of mechanics is the main character. Jong Nayeon's jaw drops when she realizes. Her face turns pale. The commentators are also shocked. What? That gives me the chills now that you mention it. Most of them are espers. This AI is actually insane. What is it? Everyone watches, as Uhyun swings his sword forward, sparking a heated discussion. Even if it's an advanced AI, I think it's changing the course of the story. But this development is completely different from what other players experience. This means this game, Kim Hana also gets into a ready stance, while the crowd continues to murmur. Depending on the player's actions, the story can unfold in completely different ways. This is almost like reality. Uhyun's pupils glow a golden color, looking incredibly dangerous. Kim Hana immediately raises her sword to face level. The purple in her eyes shows she's ready for a fight. Kim Hana suggests, let's spar using only swords. No special abilities. Uhyun is taken aback and refuses, that won't work. My ability is physical enhancement, and it's always active. So it's active even now. She gets into a defensive stance and replies, if that's the case, I'll use my ability too. Hana smirks. She slowly says then. Uhyun maintains his calm and cold demeanor. As soon as the word begin is heard, she lunges right in front of him. A brilliant flash of light streaks past Kim Hana's eyes. Uhyun quickly twists his body to dodge the attack. He immediately swings his weapon up to push her back. Kim Hana stumbles a few steps, but uses the tips of her toes, dragging them across the ground to regain her balance. A second later, she gathers momentum and dashes forward. Kim Hana delivers a powerful and decisive strike, knocking Uhyun backward. Seeing this, Cha Seong-cheon exclaims, that Kim Hana, she's not overhyped. She's the real deal. Jong Nayeon turns and adds, that must be the Godspeed playstyle, right? Just then Kim Hana leaps into the air, surrounded by streams of blue light, pointing the tip of her sword at Uhyun. Hearing that he replies half right, half wrong. The Godspeed playstyle was inspired by Kim Hana. But the god of mechanics is impressive too, isn't he? He's not being overwhelmed by Kim Hana's speed. A second later, she attacks relentlessly, but none of her strikes can hit Uhyun. The commentators are incredibly excited. Whoa, no joke! Isn't this just a side quest? How is he so good? Watching this makes me want to learn swordsmanship. Suddenly, Kim Hana stops her eyes wide open, looking utterly astonished. She looks at Uhyun's cold expression and mentally notes, not only is he fast, he also exploits openings with great precision. Kim Hana gives a mysterious smile and says, it seems I'll have to use a little more of my real power. Instantly, she channels more energy into her sword, pushing it right up to Uhyun's face. The mana accumulating grows larger and larger, unleashing shimmering blue rings forward. Kim Hana holds her weapon steady and mutters, as I thought. She looks at a piece of the net that was just destroyed by it, and at Uhyun's spinning posture, then continues. I thought you would dodge. The comment section gets lively again. As expected, Kim Hana is terrifying. So the god of mechanics still isn't on her level. The god of mechanics has only unlocked 2 core elements. If he unlocks one more, he might be on par with her. No, probably needs more than that. Kim Hana raises an eyebrow, praising, you're much better than I thought. Uhyun nods humbly, thank you. He thinks to himself, if this were a real battle, my chances of winning would be less than 20%. As expected, I'm still lacking compared to the other world. She suddenly asks, where did you learn swordsmanship? Uhyun looks down and says honestly, I'm self-taught. Kim Hana exclaims in surprise, to reach this level by being self-taught. All right, follow me. There's a place I want to show you. System update, spar with Kim Hana mission complete. You have leveled up. The scene changes to a place filled with weapons hanging on the walls. Uhyun asks hesitantly, this place is... Kim Hana looks at the weapons before her and introduces it. It's the Dimensional Management Bureau's armory. The assistant to the support team captain cheerfully says, you mentioned that Uhyun would need a suitable weapon. Kim Hana glances over at him and confirms, yes, that's right. She thinks, although I have a weapon I'm currently using, there's no need to continue using a non-ability. Type. After speaking, she thinks to herself, I think... Kim Hana quickly bows and replies, then feel free to pick one out. I'll be going now. After she leaves, Kim Hana waves her hand. Now it's time for you to choose. Uhyun scans the room, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. Fewer valuable items than I thought. He stands before the vampiric spear Ragger, looking at its information. First effect. The spear's cutting power is enhanced. Second, absorbs blood from the spearhead to heal. Next is controlled healing. All effects only apply in PV, he mutters. I think this one is high quality, so I'll take this one. And suddenly something catches Uhyun's attention. Huh! He stares at a sharp object in the back. He wonders, is that the soul-devouring sword? Soul Eater is in a corner catching Uhyun's eye. Soul Eater catches his eye because of its special effects. Absolutely cannot be destroyed. Based on the number of souls, it has devoured its cutting power increases. Heals an amount equivalent to a mana potion, based on the damage dealt by Soul Eater. The other 2 effects are sealed. All effects only apply in PV. He walks over and picks it up. He tells himself, why is an item that should be on the black market here? Could it be that someone originally stole it from the Bureau? I can't believe I've found my favorite weapon. From the other world. Right here. Seeing this, Kim Hana asks, have you decided on this one? Uhyun confirms, yes, I'll take this one. She remarks, a 2-handed sword, interesting. I'll request for the ownership to be transferred to you. Seeing this, Jong Nayeon is utterly bewildered. What the hell is this? Normally a weapon with 2 options should appear at this stage. Everyone's thinking the same thing, right? This is absurd. Why is a 5-option weapon appearing here? And even though the options are random, only good options were included. When I went to the armory, there was nothing like this. The system quickly announces user Chokamanga has donated 1,001. If all the seals are released, that thing might become the ultimate weapon. Cha Seong-cheon isn't too surprised. Actually, this isn't the first time. The god of mechanics has received gear that doesn't match his level. The Hermit's Necklace that he obtained in the previous broadcast is also an item meant for a mid-story. The commentators buzz with excitement. Now that you mention it, that's right, I was blinded by the hidden storyline. A hound appeared in the very first field mission. Who cares about that? Cha Seong-cheon glances over and continues. As some of you may know, Reverse Planet has a very clear risk-reward calculation. The tougher the challenge, the greater the reward. She asks puzzled, so because he defeated a hound, in his very first sweep, he was able to get the Hermit's Necklace. He confirms exactly. Moreover, the god of mechanics has excelled at everything, from escaping the laboratory to sparring with Kim Hana. Jong Nayeon's eyes sparkle as she murmurs, and the reward for that is the Soul Eater. It seems very plausible, doesn't it? Another person immediately agrees. He implies, of course it's just a theory for now. Now let's continue to observe. The scene changes to inside the game. Kim Hana, they said the ownership transfer is complete. Woo-Yun puts the sword into his inventory space and replies thank you. Kim Hana looks up, seeming excited for him. Well, now that you have a new weapon to get used to it, shall we go for a little sweep? The scene changes to a desolate remote mountain area. Woo-Yun and Kim Hana step through the portal, arriving at this place. The cold of the place makes her weary. Who would have thought the gate would be on a mountaintop? It just activated on its own. Kim Hana recalls the guard's words. The gate will appear a little higher up. She complains that liar. He said just a little higher. Anyway, this is where beast-type invading entities appear. Based on the appearance of wolves, the system quickly displays an image of a wild wolf. Scale hard, danger low. Kim Hana rests her hand on her hip and continues. They have a strong territorial instinct, so they'll be patrolling here soon. Woo-Hyun closes his eyes, mentally comparing. Beast type. They're tougher to deal with than the insect type, but anything below B rank is all the same. He says aloud, this saves us the trouble of finding them. She immediately makes an announcement. If the situation becomes dangerous, I'll intervene, but for now I'll just observe. Good luck. Woo-Hyun quickly summons Soul Eater from his inventory, replying at the same time, understood. Just then the wind continues to howl on the mountaintop. The footsteps of the beasts grow louder and louder. His pupils become incredibly sharp. They're here. Woo-Hyun immediately gets into an attack-ready stance. As the wolves charge, he grips the hilt of his sword and swings it back to build momentum. This will be the first blow. The two words full power echo in Woo-Hyun's mind, and that's when he unleashes a decisive slash right in front of the ferocious wolves. Woo-Hyun fights the pack of wild beasts alone, without a hint of fear. Soon after, a blazing red light runs along the blade. System update. Soul Eater's cutting power has increased. The commentators are impressed. That's it. A perfect score. I told you Jung Nayeon is also surprised. He swings that great sword as if it were light as a feather. Cha Seong Cheon is so moved he donates. User Cha Seong Cheon has donated 50,000 won. Extraordinary control. Woo-Hyun grips the weapon in his hand, thinking to himself, as expected from the very beginning. It feels completely different from other weapons. Kim Hana, standing behind him, is sweating profusely. Kim Hana observes, rubbing her hands together and saying, was that the heavenly moon slash just now? Woo-Hyun suddenly looks up surprised when he sees a furry foot with sharp claws step forward. Cha Seong-Jon exclaims with apparent fear, huh! He looks fearfully towards the giant wolves. Jung Nayeon's jaw drops. Looks like the elite monsters are starting to show up. Immediately, those giant ferocious wolves quickly charge forward at their prey. Woo-Hyun swiftly swings his sword forward, then steps back. Cha Seong-Cheon, sitting in front of the screen, is also on the edge of his seat. I wonder where he learned those moves. Not to mention his first attack. Even reminds me of Kim Hana's Heavenly Moon Slash. Jung Nayeon also replies worriedly, as far as I know, he's never had any athletic training. An idea suddenly pops into her head. Or maybe from when he used to play Coliseum. Meanwhile, Woo-Hyun is still in the middle of a fierce battle. He immediately leaps high into the air, then aims precisely at the head of the ferocious wolf. Woo-Hyun's sinewy hands grip the weapon tightly. Then he quickly delivers a fatal blow to the wolf. Kim Hana, watching, can't help but be amazed. Looks like he's not just good. The system also announces Soul Eater's cutting power has increased. Suddenly, Woo-Hyun's eyes turn sly and he whips around. He quickly gets into a defensive stance as a voice is heard. Looks like something is coming. Hacker Nim is already in a defensive stance. Not long after, a giant wolf's head, mouth wide open, charges quickly towards Woo-Hyun. It's the boss, the Silver Wolf. It's fiercely and frantically charging at him. Cha Seong-Cheon's mood switches to excitement. The boss monster has appeared. For those who don't know, it's known as a newbie crusher, thanks to its size and speed. Just then, the ground beneath them explodes, sending smoke billowing through the forest. Jung Nayeon says with a grimace, even though Hacker Nim blocked it, he's still being pushed back. Meanwhile, Woo-Hyun struggles to block the Silver Wolf boss. Right after he lets out a loud shout and rips out one of its fangs, the Silver Wolf, having lost a tooth, roars in pain and backs away. Seizing the opportunity, Woo-Hyun quickly leaps out of its mouth. He lands successfully on the ground, without any injuries. Woo-Hyun grips his weapon and thinks, as expected, it's much stronger than an elite monster. His eyes gleam. However, Woo-Hyun then emphasizes this is nothing. Without further hesitation, he quickly lunges forward and strikes the Silver Wolf boss with great force. The system then displays absorbing the boss monster's soul on Woo-Hyun's sword, which is now stained deep red with blood. The system continues to announce cutting power of Soul Eater has increased. After his victory, he stands still and looks at the Silver Wolf boss. Kim Hana from behind speaks up. As expected from the Bureau's most anticipated agent, she looks at Woo-hyun and says, "Honestly, I was about to intervene. After all, that boss was much harder than the recommended level." Jong Nayeon exclaims in utter surprise, "No kidding. This mission was clearly marked as F rank." She says gently, "I think it should be at least B rank." And so Kim Hana and Woo-hyun continue their conversation. Cha Seong-cheon also appears shocked. It's clearly much harder than the danger level rating scale. He then tells himself, well, maybe the difficulty was influenced by what the player did before. A few people leave comments. So completing many difficult missions makes the difficulty spike too. Basically, you're turning the mission into hell mode yourself. Hacker Nim's missions are always harder than average, huh? Cha Seong-cheon has a question. Of course, that's just a theory for now. But why hasn't the otherworldly gate closed yet, even though the boss has been dealt with? Woo-hyun is also confused and asks, "Senior, what is this?" Kim Hana replies nonchalantly, "Yeah, this is clearly an unusual phenomenon." She then turns her back and says, "Follow me. We need to find the source of this." After walking for a while, Kim Hana seems to have spotted something. That is, an egg placed right in their path. She's surprised. An egg. Suddenly, the egg slowly starts to crack, astonishing both Woo-hyun and Kim Hana. The egg immediately starts to glow, prompting Kim Hana to warn, "Be careful. We don't know what will hatch from it." But right after that, an incredibly cute animal pokes its head out of the egg. Someone leaves a curious comment, "What is that?" Kim Hana rolls her eyes. "A puppy?" A few people wonder, "It's like a pet, huh? I've never seen one before." But Reverse Planet doesn't have a pet system. Kim Hana speaks up, "Like I said, this is very unusual. Even though it's an entity from another world, it's not hostile towards humans." The tiny puppy just walks forward, wagging its tail happily at her feet. Woo-hyun coldly asks, "Should I kill it?" Kim Hana, according to standard procedure, yes. But it's too cute. She then makes a decision. This isn't normal. It's best to take it back to the lab for the research team to examine first. Woo-hyun quickly obeys, then roughly grabs the puppy by the scruff of its neck. "I got it." Kim Hana turns to look at him and says, "It's finally closing. Let's get out of here." Afternoon at the Dimensional Management Bureau headquarters. A voice echoes. "We've never encountered a case like this either." The doctor holds a results sheet and says, "But the research results show that this creature is not from another dimension." Kim Hana hesitates. "If it's not, then..." The doctor continues, "We can only guess that this is an entity summoned through some kind of ability." She replies in surprise, "But between the two of us, neither of us has an ability to do that." He looks into the distance. "It's highly likely this summoning occurred from the other world, not from either of you. We'll need to conduct further research." Kim Hana then asks, "So the Bureau will be responsible for protecting this creature?" But the doctor hesitates. About that." Woo-hyun stares intently at the puppy while listening to the doctor. "It seems the ownership imprinting is already complete. According to regulations, we are not allowed to protect a living creature, if that has been done." Kim Hana glances over, exasperated. "Imprinting system notification Thunderwolf has been registered as a pet." Woo-hyun looks utterly astonished. "A pet?" The system suddenly gives an urgent alert. Emergency maintenance announcement. The server will undergo maintenance for an update in 5 minutes. Players are advised to log out in a safe zone as soon as possible. Woo-hyun calmly reads the emergency notice, while Jong Nayeon asks everyone in shock, "What just happened?" She seems panicked. He just got a pet, something that doesn't exist in the system. And then an update is immediately announced. How Cha Seong-cheon's jaw drops. This is a little too much of a coincidence. Jong Nayeon blushes with pride. Could this emergency maintenance be because Hacker Im just got a pet? How everyone starts commenting at once. It's just a coincidence. Don't overthink it. But the timing is a little too perfect. This is the first time we've seen a fully adaptive AI. The dev team isn't watching his stream, so how could it be related? Cha Seong-cheon says cheerfully. "Just wait and see. It will all become clear later. For now, we have to end the stream here." Jong Nayeon waves goodbye and adds, "See you all at the next stream." The screen turns black, currently offline. Stay tuned for the next stream. Click to see other streams. A voice speaks. That's all. Then holding a remote, points it at the screen. The same voice echoes again. This is the stream. Everyone is looking up at the screen. In a conference room at the U.S. headquarters of Reverse Planet. A girl sits holding her head in her hands, worried. "If it's that student you mentioned, wasn't he the one who discovered the fully adaptive AI, something that even we didn't know about?" The blonde man replies, "Yes, we've been monitoring him for a while." The girl is Sophia, the head of the Reverse Planet development team. She says tensely, "Not to mention this is a system update that even the development team was unaware of." The blonde man also furrows his brow. "As you all know, the only person capable of this is Isaac." A white-haired young man appears. Isaac, former head of the Reverse Planet development team, also known as a genius. He is currently still missing. Sophia bites her nails, thinking that eccentric. As expected, he went into hiding on purpose. Even so, I didn't think he'd just shut down the server and update the game on a whim like this. She looks at the person next to her and asks, "What about Thea?" The man with glasses next to her replies, "We've tried to reactivate it, but so far there's been no response." Thea, the artificial intelligence that Isaac created to assist with game development. It ceased functioning when Isaac disappeared, Sophia says sternly. For now, check to see if there are any other update files we don't know about. If this happens again, it will be a huge problem. The man with glasses asks worriedly, "But can we even find it? If Isaac intentionally hid it," Sophia shouts angrily, "we have to find it no matter the cost." She continues to instruct also, "Put HackerNim on the highest priority management list. Keep monitoring the live streams, so we can respond immediately if anything happens." The blonde man replies tensely, "Yes, ma'am." Sophia grits her teeth in anger. "Isaac, I don't know what you're plotting, but I won't let things go your way." On the system screen, a flood of numbers covers the display. A pair of hands gently touches the system screen, then presses down hard on the system screen. Notification for the next mission. You will need a teammate you can trust. At a small coffee shop in the city center. On the phone screen is a reminder. For the next special mission, you will need a reliable companion. This is... Woo-hyun stares blankly at the screen. Anonymous viewer number 62. What the hell are they planning? On the other side, Jong Na-yeon was waving her arms and legs around saying something, he recalled. Furthermore, from both that side and this side, I've only been receiving special quests related to the system. Continue the game and unlock Reverse Planet's new system, just like the previous special quest. The objective is a bug fix, eliminate the Transcendent Project's general manager. Reward: a chance to return to the original world. Woo-hyun rubbed his chin, speculating. If that's the case, the candidate must be a developer who is closely involved with the system, or at least someone connected to it. Jong Na-yeon voiced her thoughts about anonymous viewer number 62. She wondered, could it be an employee of the game company? Considering they did an emergency update right after you found the pet, he denied it. It's probably just a coincidence. A game company has no reason to watch a regular user's live stream. Hearing that, Jong Na-yeon fell into deep thought. Woo-hyun decided to change the subject. Anyway, what was the big news you mentioned in your message? She immediately announced happily. We received an invitation to be a coach for the SSR Cup. SSR Cup. This is the biggest domestic Planet PvP tournament. The tournament usually recruits individual streamers, famous influencers, or former pro players. He was in disbelief when he heard the news. Why me, and as a coach no less? Jong Na-yeon explained. What do you mean, why? It's because you're the center of attention right now, and the SSR Cup has an official support coach position. She asserted with your skill level, they probably thought recruiting you as a coach would be more fitting than as a player. Why not take this opportunity to join and show off your coaching skills? Woo-hyun looked thoughtful. He suddenly became curious. If I'm a coach, does that mean I have to train a disciple? Jong Na-yeon replied while cutting a piece of cake. That's right. If you decide to do it, I'll handle all the preparations. We can even hold an audition to select the disciple. Woo-hyun remembered the notification from before. For the next special mission, you will need a trustworthy companion. So he quickly agreed. I'll do it. Hearing this, she jumped up excitedly. Really excellent decision. This will also be a great help for our channel. It was like getting a boost of motivation. Jong Na-yeon was multitasking, eating, drinking, and constantly tapping on her phone. I should send the acceptance email before you change your mind. Woo-hyun watched her speechless. He thought to himself, a companion. A few days later, on the day of the broadcast, she, along with Cha Seong-chun, continued to host, becoming the commentators for the live event. Hello. Hello, hack, ha. Jong Na-yeon started the show. Before we begin today's broadcast, I have an important announcement. The God of Mechanics will be participating in the SSR Cup as a coach. Congratulations. Simultaneously, a poster appeared on the screen, but Woo-hyun's face was completely obscured. The comment section started to go wild. That's crazy. What a bombshell. But why a coach and not a player? To balance the scales against the God of Mechanics, they'd probably have to invite Butler or NL Stream. I heard Kang Soo-jun is participating as a player. Did he make that picture himself? Cha Seong-chun continued to lead the conversation. Being good at a game and being good at teaching a game are two different fields. Isn't that right? I'm very curious to see what the God of Mechanics' coaching ability will be like. She nodded in agreement. That's right. The screen interface quickly switched to an image of Woo-hyun warming up his body. Jong Na-yeon explained, since his rank is currently a bit low, he plans to focus on climbing the ranks today. He nodded. Good idea. To be in a coaching position, you need to climb as high as possible to maintain appearances. A comment suddenly popped up. God of Mechanics. Are you gold rank in all 3 modes? Cha Seong-chon answered on his behalf. To be precise, gold in dual, gold in brawl. Unranked in survival. Jong Nayeon stated, You've played duo survival mode with me before. We had a 10-game win streak then, so you can play ranked. Immediately. A challenge suddenly appeared. Mission. Win survival mode without using weapons with over 40 kills. Reward upon completion, 3,000,001. Both commentators couldn't help but gasp. The comment section exploded. Mr. Chairman, you have to take this bet. With this mission, the first match is going to be amazing. Jong Nayeon quickly relayed this to Woo-hyun. A huge mission has appeared. Is it possible to get 40 kills in survival mode? And without using weapons. He had already activated data security to hide his face. Woo-hyun nodded in agreement. The viewers were all waiting. Let's go, let's go! Fail the first mission. If he succeeds, this will be a new legend. The 2 commentators immediately got excited. The God of Mechanics accepts the mission. Let's see if getting 40 kills without weapons is possible. A reminder from the system rang out. Ranked solo survival PvP mode, match found successfully. Woo-hyun was quickly teleported to Area 1, military base. He tilted his ear listening. Outskirts of the military base. It didn't take long. Woo-hyun quickly determined there were 19 people in the vicinity. He tapped his toe lightly on the ground. Gotta be quick if I want to get 40 kills. Woo-hyun crouched down into a running stance. In a flash, he shot off at a dizzying speed. Only a cloud of dust could be seen. Then came a chain of consecutive actions. Only a few flashes of light were seen along with the echoing sounds of destruction. The ambushers didn't even have time to react before they were beaten to a pulp. Woo-hyun powerfully swung his fist, knocking their faces sideways. His speed was so fast that no one could clearly see what had just happened. Jong Nayeon and Cha Seong-chon watched through the screen, their mouths agape. The viewers were also bewildered. Insane! What is this? So fast I'm dizzy. My eyes are spinning. The system continuously updated with kill notifications. After running a long stretch, Woo-hyun finally came to a stop. His body screeched to a halt, but inertia still carried him. A few more steps before he stood firm. The system announced Baek Woo-hyun eliminated 18. He casually flicked his hand. I've cleared out the outskirts. Should I head to the center? Cha Seong-chon was so excited watching he almost fainted. Then Jong Nayeon gave a strained laugh. Or maybe we should just give up. At this point, the system prompted Survival 2-1, and in an area that looked like a warehouse, a figure was sitting silently. He was dressed head to toe in black, resting his hand on his chin, waiting quietly. From behind, Woo-hyun suddenly appeared. He raised a leg high, preparing to kick down. The moment his foot came down, the man in black reacted instantly. He quickly jumped to the side, dodging. The comment section continued to buzz. He dodged that. What kind of reaction speed is that? Is the original hacker back? The hack accusers are starting again. The man in black placed a hand on the ground to regain his balance. He quickly stood up, his hands in a ready fighting stance. The atmosphere between the two instantly became tense. Cha Seong-chon let out an "oh." This is, he speculated. It seems this person also follows a physical enhancement playstyle, just like the God of Mechanics. Jong Nayeon looked at the tablet in her hand. This is a first, isn't it? Moreover, this player's kill log is nothing to scoff at either. She read out his achievement, a total of 15 kills. The viewers were surprised. 15 kills. Damn, is that a lot? It's just that the God of Mechanics is OP. Normally over 10 kills is already pro level. Normally 5 kills is considered playing well. Jong Nayeon posed a question. Currently, the God of Mechanics has 39 kills. Will he be able to reach that monstrous number of 40 kills? At the same time, the man in black began to spring into attack. He proactively threw a punch towards Woo-hyun, but he quickly tilted his head to dodge. Then Woo-hyun also counterattacked with a similar punch, but the man in black managed to duck low and avoid it. He continued to launch another strike, and this time he blocked it with one hand. Woo-hyun jumped high and launched a powerful kick. The man in black couldn't avoid it in time, and was knocked back a distance by him. Taking advantage of his opponent's instability, Woo-hyun coiled his fist and charged forward. The man in black clicked his tongue. In a low stance, he clenched his fists. Cha Seong-chon commented excitedly. An excellent exchange. Both of them have movements on par with professional martial artists. Then Jong Nayeon wondered, who on earth is that person? The viewers were also curious, speculating amongst themselves. What the? First time seeing someone fight the God of Mechanics? Like this. An unknown master, could it be a pro player? How can a pro be in this rank? Could be a pro's Smurf account. During the fight, Woo-hyun also silently exclaimed, their movements are pretty good. But when the man in black charged again, he smoothly leaned back to dodge a blow. Woo-hyun's hand was now aimed straight at his abdomen. He clenched his hand into a fist. Maybe I should end it here. A powerful punch was unleashed. The man in black was immediately sent flying backward. slamming straight into a wall. After this blow, he slumped to the ground, his body too weak to move, but he still managed to smile. As expected, using an unfamiliar playstyle is no good. That was fun. Let's have a proper match next time. With that, the man in black's body began to glow, likely being teleported out by the system. This statement left Uhyun very suspicious. Next time, the system announced, Baek Uhyun has eliminated Anonymous. Game over solo survival mode. Final results. First out of 100, Baek Uhyun 40 kills. No support, no deaths. Cha Seong-chon announced with excitement. Finally, the God of Mechanics has achieved 40 kills and completed the mission. Jong Na-yeon couldn't hide her smile. Hey viewer, the one who gave the mission, are you still there? As soon as she mentioned it, a ding sound rang out. Donated 3,000 won. Her eyes immediately lit up. Thanks for the mission. The viewers were all in awe. 3 million, that's insane. For real, boss man. If you don't mind, buy me an ice cream. I don't care if you mind or not. Buy me a hamburger. Jong Na-yeon winked playfully. All right, let's keep this momentum going and continue to climb the ranks. The comment section erupted in laughter. Her eyes have gone crazy. All the better. Let's keep it up. And just like that, Baek Uhyun achieved a total of 98 consecutive wins that day and reached master rank in all modes. Meanwhile, in a certain living room, a young man was sprawled on the couch, propping his head up with one hand, while a girl sat on the floor, her eyes glued to her phone screen. She hugged a chick-shaped plushie tightly to her chest, her finger endlessly swiping across the touchscreen. The phone was currently displaying an article in the Reverse Planet community. The title was, Audition for the God of Mechanics Disciple Training, and the main content read, it seems he wants to showcase his coaching skills for the SSR Cup, recruiting a disciple from among streamers, and also accepting recommendations via email. However, the consent of the recommended person is required. A few featured comments popped up. So curious about what the training will be like. Wait for me, I'm sending a recommendation without their consent. A girl mumbled a disciple audition. This girl is Dong Arim, a streamer specializing in games. After reading this article, Arim immediately asked the person lying behind her, Hey little bro, have you seen the God of Mechanics disciple audition yet? Should we apply? Dong Daeun, also a game streamer, replied in an indifferent tone, I already applied. And I'm the older brother. The girl complained, that was fast. But you should have applied for your sister too, you know. Dong Daeun sat up straight and replied, You're right. I should have been more considerate of my sister. From their appearance and how they address each other, one can guess they are twins. Meanwhile, at the Planet Earth U.S. headquarters, in Sophia's office, she was also browsing the news on her computer. The screen displayed some prominent news. Special Note 1. All-time highest kill record in survival mode. Large mission from a whale viewer. Only 2 survivors remaining. No interference from external programs detected. Special Note 2. Disciple training content has been announced. After reading, she paused for a moment and frowned slightly. A few days later, under a clear sky in a deserted stadium, 5 minutes before the NCL broadcast, Uhyun looked at the adorable puppy in his hands. The system's introduction echoed in his ear. LV. 1 Thunderwolf. Skills. Bite, howl, roll over. Uhyun's face was impassive. He thought to himself, it doesn't have any special functions. Jong Na-yeon on the other end of the line had a similar attitude. She sighed in disappointment. It doesn't look any different from the pets that other players have. I was expecting something more special from the emergency update. I told you. While applying lipstick, she reminded him about the disciple selection, because there were too many applicants. Cha Seong-chon and I have already screened the candidates. Can you review it later? Just keep doing PV while the candidate list is being finalized. Hearing this, Uhyun simply replied curtly, understood. At that moment, Cha's voice, Seong-chen's voice, called out, Ms. Jong Na-yeon, the broadcast is about to start. Jong Na-yeon quickly said goodbye to him. I have to go. Start as soon as I give the signal. The call between them ended. Holding the Thunderwolf in his arms, Uhyun mumbled, well then I'll send this little guy home. Although it didn't understand what he was saying, the Thunderwolf cooperated with a yip. Uhyun stared at it, his eyes softening slightly. A few seconds later, he cleared his throat awkwardly, regaining his composure. Now looking at the 2 words go-go from Jong Na-yeon on the screen, he wondered to himself, it's starting. While his mind was wandering, the phone in his pocket suddenly rang. Looking at the notification on his phone, today at approximately 13:22, a reverse world riot occurred in the direction of Jongsan-gu, Jongno-gu, Seoul. Agents of the Space Management Bureau, please depart immediately to the mission area. From the Space Management Bureau page, continuous news updates appeared. A reverse world riot occurred in the direction of Yongsan Park, Jongsan-dong, Jongsan-gu, Seoul. In the direction of Mount Seoraksan, Gangso-do, Namdong-gu, Incheon, Busan City. On Na-yeon and Cha's side, they also received continuous notifications. Cha Seong-chun screamed in terror. This is a large-scale riot situation. Jong Na-yeon also exclaimed in fear, oh my god. Does this mean that thing has appeared? At that moment, the comment stream displayed. Some laughed it off. Some were serious. Seriously, dude? Where is this story going? At this rate, the invaders might actually appear for real. If it's a riot, it means the other world is seriously interfering. So the chances are high. A reverse world riot is a world no different from an apocalypse. A situation where another world pours its erosion into the reverse world, where invading entities are imprisoned, causing a riot. When a riot occurs, the invading entities will cross over to Earth and attack. Every corner of the desolate city will be filled with dire wolves, flyers, and monsters. After learning the news, Woo-hyun couldn't help but ponder. Is the space war getting more intense? Thinking this, he looked at the text on the screen. The system became even more somber. Mission large-scale riot response. Defeat the invading entities. To respond to the large-scale riot, suddenly Kim Hana ran over from out of nowhere. Waving her hand and calling out, Junior! Woo-hyun broke from his thoughts at the call, turning to look at her. The viewers who saw Kim Hana started commenting about the two of them. Ms. Kim Hana, it feels like it's been a long time since we've seen her. It seems like the senior and junior roles have been swapped. Or is it just me? Kim Hana ran up to him and said urgently, I've prepared a car. Let's go quickly. At Jongsan Park, the bodies of people and goblins lay strewn across the blood-red ground. Woo-hyun was shocked, stammering, unable to finish his sentence. This is... Kim Hana beside him couldn't help but interrupt. She said in a low, shocked voice, We're a step too late. Woo-hyun whispered the rest of his sentence. The goblins. Kim Hana regained her composure, analyzing seriously. It seems the agents who arrived first have dealt with them. They're good at tracking. They're probably chasing the fleeing civilians. With that, she turned her head to look at him and suggested, Since you're capable enough to act alone, Junior, let's split up and handle this. Woo-hyun nodded decisively and replied curtly, Understood. Kim Hana didn't say another word. She just left with a see you later and quickly ran off. Woo-hyun also began his mission. He scanned his surroundings with his eyes and muttered faintly, Well then I'll start from that side. Right now over here, a girl was frantically running forward, shouting loudly, Don't come any closer! The goblins, brandishing their weapons, were relentlessly chasing after the girl. Suddenly, a modern iron axe combined with a chain scythe flew towards them. Woo-hyun controlled it by the chain, the axe piercing straight into a goblin's head. It let out a pained shriek. After sending it to kick the bucket, he then dealt with the other goblins. The exhausted girl with nowhere left to run was sitting, cowering by a tree, about to be attacked by a goblin. Seeing this, Woo-hyun quickly threw the axe head, precisely slicing through the goblin. Its body immediately split in two and fell to the ground. After dealing with all the goblins, he retrieved his weapon. The viewers were once again in a frenzy. Anyone looking would think that chain scythe is possessed. Horror story. The chain scythe and the god of mechanics story has become a hot topic overseas too. Surprisingly, the comment above is true. The girl was still leaning against the tree trunk, her whole body trembling with fear. She stammered, asking him, You are... Woo-hyun answered straightforwardly, I'm an agent of the Space Management Bureau. It'll be safe if you go down the road below. Following his instructions, the girl didn't hesitate any longer. She quickly ran past him, not forgetting to thank him gratefully. Thank you. Woo-hyun tilted his head slightly, looking towards the girl, silently wondering to himself, Was that person the last survivor? This isn't the way. I need to catch the boss quickly. Now. While he was thinking and planning his next move, a monster with a weapon in its hand suddenly charged aggressively from behind him, his back. As the monster's weapon swung down, luckily Woo-hyun managed to slide and dodge it. He quietly exclaimed, Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Then he quickly got into a fighting stance, throwing his chain scythe towards the monster. The monster was no less formidable. It swung the weapon in its hand, knocking his chain scythe back. Woo-hyun's eyes suddenly lit up for no clear reason. Like his eyes, he vaguely saw behind the monster a dark, gloomy shadow in the distance. Woo-hyun silently wondered, Who is that? At that moment, the monster was aggressively charging towards him. Seeing this, Woo-hyun immediately withdrew his chain scythe and waited for it. The two sides were locked in a stalemate, one attacking, one defending. The viewers immediately started questioning and commenting. What's this god of mechanics? I feel like he's just defending. Through the virtual screen, Jong Na-yeon and Cha Seong-chun were also observing the match. Jong Na-yeon also asked in confusion, What's this situation? Why isn't he counterattacking? Cha Seong-chun with a keen eye noticed a detail. He said doubtfully, It looks like he's looking somewhere else, not at his opponent. Back to the fight. Woo-hyun was still just using enough strength to defend against the monster's attacks of the monster, with no intention of attacking back. At this time, in his heart, he was vaguely looking at that dark shadow, thinking, if you're just going to stand there and watch... Suddenly, the chain of the scythe was cut by the monster. Uhyun calmly grabbed the axe handle again. The monster roared mightily, intending to continue its attack to finish him off. Uhyun finally stopped holding back. A perfect swing sliced the monster in two. Watching this satisfying blow, the viewers couldn't stop praising it with satisfaction. That was so satisfying. After sending that monster to meet its maker, Uhyun tilted his head slightly, his eyes glowing. He looked straight at the dark shadow. Then he coldly uttered two words. "Come out!" The other monster no longer hid itself. It took one step out into the light, then slowly revealed its full form. The system immediately introduced it Space Invader, an entity with a human-like appearance, but belonging to another world. They are called by various names, such as demons, otherworlders. The comments then exploded into another discussion. WTF, an invader appeared? OMG, it's for real. But this is an invader I've never seen before. On the other side, Jong Nayeon cried out in shock. An invader appeared at this time. Cha Seong-chon couldn't help but comment at length. Usually you'd only see one or two. At the end game stage. As expected, the god of mechanics PvE is beyond imagination. The invader stepped out and immediately got into a fighting stance, facing him. The comments kept displaying new notifications. What the don't tell me it's gonna be a fist fight. Yun didn't hesitate either, tossing his chain scythe to the side. Then he calculated in his mind, thinking, this is the first time an invader has appeared like this. But I'll handle it. With that thought, he quickly got into a fighting stance. Uhyun slowly clenched his fists, his bright eyes staring straight at the invader. The invader also clenched its fists, locking eyes with him. Uhyun didn't wait any longer and ran towards the monster. The two sides began a fierce battle as he punched towards it. It was also ready to fight back against him. Uhyun launched a continuous barrage of powerful punches towards the invader. Invader's body moved swiftly, agilely dodging his punches. It was its turn to strike. Uhyun also easily dodged all of its punches. Cha Seong-chon watched through the screen, seriously evaluating. There's something about this flow. Doesn't it remind you of the finals from the last survival season? He asked, glancing over at Jong Nayeon. Jong Nayeon hesitated and said, really? I'm not so sure. The keyboard warriors, hearing what Cha Seong-chon said, started asking each other curiously, aren't all hand-to-hand fights pretty much the same? But are invaders usually this good at close combat? Back to the one-on-one fight. Uhyun seemed to have discovered something. He thought to himself, I was half suspecting it. This guy, he's actually copying my movements. Just as he suspected. Whenever Uhyun made a certain pose or action, the invader would do the exact same thing like this kick. Uhyun's limbs moved with agile punches and strikes, but his mind was vaguely recalling something. Even over there. To kill me, the one who destroyed the lab. They once created a special ethanol model that mimicked me. Just as he was distracted, the invader threw a punch at Uhyun. Though his mind was elsewhere, he was always on guard, so he was able to dodge its punch. Then he thought. However, while grabbing the invader's face with his bare hand, he turned the tables and slammed its face into the ground. In his mind, Uhyun mockingly sneered, a cheap imitation. He then continued to slam the invader's face into the ground a few more times. Seeing the ground crack, the viewers understood well enough. Some were gloating, some pitied it. That invader is getting beaten so badly. It must hurt a lot. Then you go take the hits instead. Uhyun's fist covered in blood was raised high, building momentum. Then he delivered a fatal finishing blow. The invader. A pool of dark red blood formed around his fist. At this point, Uhyun was again troubled by a thought. Doing the exact same thing as the lab over there. Who on earth is it, the corporate alliance? Or is it someone from the invader faction? His mind was in turmoil. He could only think of those two suspects. But he suddenly realized something. Uhyun's train of thought shifted. Wait a minute. Recalling the recent one-on-one fight, he was certain that what the invader was imitating wasn't PvE, but myself in PvP. Thinking this, his gaze fell blankly on the now-dead invader. He vaguely made a deduction. That means it's indeed someone who can interfere with the entire system of the game. Anonymous Viewer 62. Is it that guy again? Thinking this, Uhyun felt even more lost, confused by the off-script events that were happening.